Party people, good morning. Man, love that tune. I'm not gonna lie to you, love that tune. And the album should be out this weekend. I'm working on it feverishly. I'm working on it. I got a lot of things that I'm doing, all positive. First of all, good vibes on this morning. Some people say grand rising, some people say good morning. I don't want to get into the ideologies behind that, the philosophies. I get it though. You're saying morning, and I don't know if that's sovereign talk though. But we will get into a couple of sovereign videos. Before I figured today we leave the sovereign videos for last. I want to start with Joe Kent resigning. That's where I want to start, to be honest with you. And who is Joe Kent? Joseph Clay Kent is an American politician, former United States Army warrant officer, and former Central Intelligence Agency paramilitary officer who served as the director of the National Counterterrorism Center from 2005 to 2025 to 2026. A member of the Republican Party, Kent was its nominee in the United States House of Representatives election for Washington's 3rd Congressional District in 2022 and 2024. So, if you haven't heard, his last position was Director of National Counterterrorism Center. Now I'm bringing this up because Joe retired. He retired. Hold on. Let me bring this up here. That's his letter of resignation right there. Right there on the screen. His letter of resignation says, President Trump, after much reflection, I have decided to resign from my position as director of the National Counterterrorism Center effective today. I cannot in good conscience support the ongoing war in Iran. Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. I don't know what made Joe write this letter, say these words, but I'm in agreement with Joe. I'm not saying I'm not in agreement with him. I'm just saying I don't know what made him write these words. I don't know. When I say that, I don't know if he was truly being a patriot or if he was thinking about his political career. And he knows the temperament of America right now. He knows we're not in the mood for no BS. None. People are tired. We just got bamboozled like never before. And whoever voted for Trump, you just got to take it. We got bamboozled. I feel a way because he definitely was saying one thing and we was tricked, right? And there was some people that were saying, hey, you can't trust them. Let's be honest. There was some people saying that. So we got to give them that credit. But I still look at some of these people like, it's not like you guys were doing anything about what another administration was doing, right? I didn't even hear your voice. Most of these people that don't like Trump, it was for a personal reason of him being prejudiced. Oh, he didn't like black people. Most of the people I'm telling you about. They did say he would destroy the country, but I don't think they knew how either. Well, here he is. Definitely destroying something. And I say something because it might be bigger than the country. It may be the world that he's going after. So he lied to a lot of people. A lot of people believed him. But with that breach of trust, what happened is now guys like Joe Kent, who comes and he says exactly, he's saying what's on everybody's mind. But in the back of everybody's mind, it's kind of like, yo, I agree with you, man, but I don't know. I'm kind of done with politicians and their lies. People say what other people want to hear. That's the problem. They say what other people want to hear. He goes on after he said that Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it's clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby. Just let's not rush over that too fast. I don't want to rush over that too fast. Israel has had a powerful American lobby for quite some time. It has also come to the attention to the American citizens that there was an AIPAC going around sending representatives out to directly handle each senator. That's a lot of members. That's a lot of representatives, first of all. And second of all, what did we do about it? Besides talk about it, did we do anything? Did any one of us pick up a pen and write a letter and say, hey, I denounce you, my senator, I denounce my congressman from having dual focus on Israel and the United States at the same time? Did we do that? Most of us didn't. I'm just being honest this morning. Most of us didn't. So when we don't react to knowledge that we know about, it's kind of like consent. And that's how they take it, whether you agree with it or not. Right? If prom night y'all go to do the Duke, nobody says no, but you hear some grumblings, you may take the grumblings as passion. Oh, this is what you want. You wake up to her brothers and her father outside ready to take your head. Yo, what you doing? She's outside crying. You like, yo, what happened? What is going on? It was all good. It wasn't all good. You heard me making noises. What? You never said no, stop, nothing. Most of us never even let our representatives know that we was in disagreement. We in disagreement now because look where it led. Our consent, our being quiet, look where it led. This thing got way out of hand. I don't think we knew it was going to get that out of hand. He goes on in his letter of resignation, Good morning to everybody that just came in the building. We're talking about Joe Kent resigning. He goes on to say, I support the values and the foreign policies that you campaigned on in 2016, 2020, and 2024. Me too. Thanks, Joe Kent. At least I'm not the only idiot. Because I did support those. I mean, the dude brought peace to the Middle East in 2016. So this is a total change. Which you enacted in your first term. Until June of 2025, you understood that the wars in the Middle East were a trap and that robbed America of the precious lives of our patriots and depleted the wealth and prosperity of our nation. He did understand that. So it's not hard to see why most of us got tricked. People acting like they have some genie ball. I don't really give these people I'm not giving you no accolades because you was on the other side saying, yo, so I told you. Yo, bro, you wasn't doing anything when they was letting grown men go into the girls' room and relieve themselves in a female bathroom. So part of my friends, but don't part of my friends when I tell you, shut the fuck up, bro. Huh? Because your silly ass sat right there and you didn't say shit. You didn't write a letter either. You didn't have no problem with that. I never even heard you say anything against it. They were sending grown men in tights into the elementary schools and then asking the babies were they confused. You didn't say shit. Part of my French. I'm not trying to hear your bullshit. Right? I own it. He got me. In your first administration, you understood better than any modern president how to decisively apply military power without getting us drawn into never-ending wars. You demonstrated this by killing Qasem Soleimani and by defeating ISIS. He did. I remember this. And then it was no talk of the boogeyman for like 4 years. And I was like, wait a minute. It's awfully quiet. I'm like, it's awfully quiet. How? Because he turned the spoke. He turned it off. Pentagon was tight. These were a lot of our traders and are sitting too. First thing Trump did was get rid of the lawyers, the military lawyers, as soon as he got back. That's crazy. Because he knew he was on a mission. He knew he was on a mission after taking $100 million. So he knew. And bro, I don't even know if you needed $100 million. What do you need $100 million for? No, being honest with you. What do you need? Let's just be real. You want $100 million. Why? So you could do more business, right? As soon as anybody finds out that's your business, nobody wants to fucking support your business. So what do you need $100 million for if you're already a billionaire? So I didn't see this. You wanted to be president again. You didn't want to spend your own money, so you said, you know what? I will take this Israeli money, $100 million, and you didn't think she wanted you to put out? Of course she wants you to put out, bro. And I said that as soon as I learned you was taking all this money. I said, it's over. That's when I knew it was over. Not now. I knew it was over when you took that money because I said, oh, they want you to do something. I didn't know what. They want you to do something. Sidebar. I don't know if BB's dead or not. I don't know. I see a lot of memes, but memes are memes. There's some weird people on the internet. They make all type of silly shit up. I read the other day, Scottie Pippen married an old billionaire for money. It's crazy. Unsidebar. Early in this administration, high-ranking Israeli officials and influential members of the American media deployed a misinformation campaign that wholly undermined your America First platform and sold pro-war sentiments to encourage a war with Iran. This echo chamber was used to deceive you into believing that Iran posed an imminent threat to the United States, and that should you strike now, there was a clear path to swift victory. This was a lie, and is the same tactic that Israelis used to draw us into disastrous Iraq war that cost our nation the lives of thousands of our best men and women. We cannot make this mistake again. I think we're already in this. And here's the thing. We know regular people, right? And I might, first of all, before I start talking on these people, I like to look at my numbers to see how much it drops. All right, cool. It's cool. We don't have a lot of people in here anyway, so it cannot drop that much further. So let me just talk freely. Because sometimes once I start talking, they want me to say the word Zionist, right? If Zionist applies. Zionist always doesn't apply. Sometimes I have to say the word Jew or Jewish. It has nothing to do with being anti-Semitic. Because I think anti-Semitic is something like the hatred for Jews or something like that. That's ridiculous. I'm not... Hatred for anybody is... if you didn't do anything to me personally, or you're just not an evil person. I can hate an individual. But hate for an entire group of people, where half of them may be fucking monstrous and half of them may be innocent. Like, yo, I don't want no parts of none of this shit. I am who I am. I get it. Let me say something to you. The problem is, you need more Jews who's willing to say the truth. What's the truth? Well, the first truth is that you're not a national ID and you're not a race. I teach my children this, and I will teach my grandchildren this, so that when I die, they will have a proper education instead of a misinformed, rewritten education from God knows where in this world, that these people are a race of people. You are not a race of people. It is a religion. It is a religion. So, I get it. Groupthink says we're supposed to call you guys, act as if you are a race. You're not a fucking race. If you are down to talk about your true origins as Kenazis, then we can have a discussion about Khazaria, and we can get into the history of Khazaria. I released a 12 video documented piece on this when I first came to YouTube. I just took it down because apparently you didn't like it. So I'm going to take it down. But I'm too far down this yellow road now. I've ostracized myself. There's all type of people saying, yo, Saladin, I can't work with you. You be talking about the Jews. You goddamn right. But I talk about blacks. I talk about whites. I talk about everybody. Why you focus on the fucking Jews? Because you a sucker. Because you like, yo, that's the one people you can't talk about. Motherfucker, that's the one person you can't talk about. I talk about whoever the fuck I want. And that's why we in that position now. You don't want me to talk about the people that's connected to getting kicked out of over 100 countries? You don't want me to talk about that? Otherwise, if I do talk about it, that means I hate them? If I do talk about it? Oh, we won't stand for anti-Semitism. Listen, bro. wherever this shit is going and whatever they doing right now, all this behavior about censorship and all that is not going to end well for you. You will only end up a slave somewhere. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. So you might as well go out now because I don't have to hear you murmuring later and then you was complicit the whole time. You was one of them that was like, nah, we got to be quiet because they'll change our lives. Motherfucker, they're going to change your life anyway. What you think this is all about? These are the same people that shot up the USS Liberty and barely gave an apology. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You the type of sucker that thinks because they gave you a shovel to dig a hole that they really not going to shoot you and push you in it. Because he's asking you certain words in English. Oh, where are you from? Yeah, I've been there once. It was nice. Whole time he making you dig a hole. You like, oh, this ain't going to be so bad. I'm probably just digging holes for another person. No, you're digging a hole for yourself. Your complacency and complicitness is digging a hole for yourself. You're thinking, yo, if I just be quiet, if I don't associate with them, I'll be okay. You're not gonna be fucking okay. Are you okay now? You think you're okay because it's not your body that's being snatched up in the war, but it is somebody's child from America that they're sending back in a fucking box. Because of these same people that they gave a fucking state to, they should have never gave a state to. Now Trump is talking about, yo, if we catch you not agreeing with the war, we're going to send you to jail. Oh, really? Okay. This wouldn't be the first time some weird shit done went down in fucking America. Right? Where's all the people say, yo, this is the greatest country in the world. Yo, I can't even disagree with shit. What the fuck are you talking about? We have all these opinions about socialism in Russia and communism in China. And then we are not that far away. Only people I've been hearing about getting killed in this whole ICE against migrants are Americans. We're not that far away. You can't even round up migrants, bro, without separating the children from the kids and killing Americans. Fucking incompetent ass administration. A bunch of privileged kids that grew up to be older. So you look like you're competent, right? But you're just spoiled, privileged children. That most of you never had to work for shit in your life. So it's easy to sacrifice somebody else. But I really just don't understand taking the $100 million if you was already a billionaire. I really don't get it. So, I mean, unless, I think it's bigger than, I really think this is bigger than that. I don't think a billionaire would, I don't know. I think this is bigger, but he did take the money. So I can't say it's bigger than that. He took the fucking money. Let's keep going because I have he says some type of words that I want to get to. He gives his response to Joe, and I want to get to that. Hit the like. Do me a favor. We don't got a lot of people. I don't know why they're not letting a lot of people in this morning. Hit the like button. Do subscribe to the channel. I don't care. I'm going to speak freely. He says, Joe, this is Joe Kent's resignation letter, former director of the National Counterterrorism Center for the United States. Early in this administration, high-ranking Israeli officials and influential members of the American media, well, I read that already. He says, as a veteran who deployed to combat 11 times, Joe Kent. And let me tell you something, Joe Kent. Thank you for your service, bro. As a veteran who deployed to combat 11 times, and as a Gold Star husband who lost my beloved wife, Shannon, in a war manufactured by Israel, I cannot support sending the next generation off to fight and die. I mean, there has to be some post-traumatic stress going on there. It has to be. But let me tell you something, Joe. I don't think you did the wrong thing. I just want you to know that some of us do appreciate what you did. It does mean a lot, but it should mean more than you. Even if nobody stands up and says, thank you, Joe. You should feel good about yourself. From the moment he changed the name from from DOD, the Department of Defense, to the Department of War, energy is cyclical. So if you're going around and you turn yourself into a warrior who's always looking for war, a couple of things. One thing is your day will come up. You know what I'm saying? So you will win probably many battles, but your day will come up where you will lose a battle. Now, if you are an individual, this is fine, right? Because you appreciate a good combat. The problem is you're not in battle by yourself. You got people behind you. You got innocent families, bro. You got old ladies and children that you should be protecting. You got a nation to protect. Now they're coming out with all type of laws of anti-Semitism and this, that, and the third. You have to be educated. Your children have to be educated. Please educate your children on the difference between Hebrews, Jews, Zionists, Israelis. Please. Because I had to educate mine. Because if not, my tone can come off like... It can come off as anti-Semitic. When in fact, no. I never said I hated all Jews. I don't think I said I hated any Jews. What I said, what was in the Bible, I said there are those who say they are Jews and they are not, and they are of the synagogue of Satan. That's what I said. And I stand by it. They are of the synagogue of Satan. Hit the like button. He goes on to say, I pray that you will reflect upon what we are doing in Iran and who we are doing it for. Yeah. The time for bold action is now. You can reserve course and chart a new path for our nation. Talk that talk, Joe Kent. Or you can allow us to slip further toward the decline in chaos. You hold the cards, my good friend. He did not say my good friend. He says you hold the cards. It was an honor to serve in your administration and to serve our great nation. Joseph Kent, Director, National Counterterrorism Center. President Trump goes on to say this.
I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security. I didn't know him well, but I thought he seemed like a pretty nice guy. But when I read his statement, I realized that it's a good thing that he's out, because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was. The question is whether or not they...
Every country, that is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. Every country did not realize that. You, Mr. Trump, had asked countries to participate in arms to protect the Strait of Hormuz. There were several countries that responded. One being Japan. Let me find out what Japan says. Japan declined, by the way. And they said, we don't see the situation the same the U.S. is framing it. They wanted to maintain friendly relations with Iran. But it was Germany's response that was like made my eyes bulge, right? Germany said, we don't agree with turning this into a military situation, and we're not joining that strategy. So the sad part is, you really have people out here who really don't. They get their news from the news. They believe what the politician tells them. They don't have time for anything else. Whatever the guy in the white coat says, whatever the person with the authority at the time says, it's like, yo, why wouldn't I believe that person? What reason did they give me not to believe them? If they said that Iran was an imminent threat, and yet we've heard this twice. This is the second time we've heard this. Tulsi Gabbard had also said this, and when you was questioned about that, you said, I don't care what she says. She is the National Intelligence Director. So it was very clear that you had gone rogue right then and there. And again, there's something between you doing this and a relationship with Israel. I don't know the whole truth because it's behind, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is. We can only speculate. The reason we know there's some type of connection there to your behavior in Israel and your relationship with Israel is because you didn't act like this before. You were start set against the what do you call those warmongering? They got a name for it, an official jargon, political jargon word. But these warmongers, you was against them, bro. I'm going to read some of the chat. We got Winter in the building. Good morning, Winter. Uncle Andy, I know you can't stay long. Uncle Andy says he has to do some things. I did find my glasses, but I don't know where they're at now, so I can't. I should. Something said, bring your glasses up here and place them. Did I do it? Oh, I did. I finally listened to myself. Look what I have, ladies and gentlemen. I found my peepers. Okay. That being the case, let's try to read some of these damn. I don't know how close I still have to get. Still gotta get kind of close now. Is that Frankie Blanco? Frankie Blanco's in the building. Yo, Frankie, I haven't seen you in a while. I see better with these, actually. I guess these are truly for reading at up close. My wife's trying to get me to get these progressive glasses. I don't want them. Santiago, good morning, sir. I think this is Kristen. Kristen says Trump is completely out of his mind. Completely. Somebody says, where does homie get his news? Did I say something wrong? He says, you're a sucker. Joe who? Nobody knows Joe. Oh, you just came over to beef with me? It's crazy talk. He said I'm a sucker. Yo, where you get your news from? Cause I said the Jews wasn't a race. He's upset. We got Jewish thugs in the house. Shout them out. The Strait of Hormuz. Let's get into the Strait of Hormuz. And then after this, we will get into some sovereigns going to war with the judges. But I like to give a little bit of education on some things when I do talk. You understand? This way you can walk away with something. And again, it's not like I know a lot of this stuff before I research it. Much of this I'm learning too, which makes my job fun because I get to learn. But again, I am a he says, where does homie get? He says, I'm just trying to teach my children. If I don't understand, J-May, your tone is totally different now. You said, I'm just trying to teach my children. So maybe communication is off, J-May 123, right? A lot of times, this is why I don't text a lot. My wife loves the text. Yeah, I don't like the text because I can't hear your tone, right? So I may not know if it's sarcastic. I may not know if it's filled with some type of malice. So now your tone is less aggressive. You're like, I'm just trying to teach my children. A second ago I was a sucker though, blood. So I don't know what is going on in your world. If you are confused about something, then state what you are confused about. If you disagree with something, say what you disagree about, and then we can have a conversation about that, bro. I doubt calling me a sucker is the route to go. Especially if you have not said what I'm a sucker for. We don't know Joe. You don't know Joe. I just said who Joe was. Joe was the former director of the National Counterterrorism Center, and he resigned based on the belief that he did not agree with this war. He just said all of those things in his resignation letter. Sometimes you should listen more than you speak. So if the person is talking too fast, they don't got to slow down for you to catch up, sucker. Now, the Strait of Hormuz, the world's most critical energy choke point, a narrow passage of water where global oil supply, military power, and economic stability all converge, all right? So I just want everybody that's watching me this morning to have some of us know. I'm not saying all of you guys don't know. So some of you guys, I know what the Strait of Hormuz is. All right, just chill out. Everybody don't, man. Don't make nobody feel less than because you know. You understand me? What is the Strait of Hormuz? The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway connecting the Persian Gulf, where a significant portion of the world's oil is produced, to the Gulf of Oman and the open ocean. At its narrowest point, it stretches just 20 to 25 miles wide, making it extraordinarily tight for the scale of global maritime shipping that passes through it daily. So that's a lot of ships that have to go through this narrow strait every day, carrying oil. 20% of the world's oil supply. The world's most critical oil choke point. Roughly 1/5 of all the oil consumed on Earth passes through this single narrow passage. The nations that rely on it to export their energy wealth are some of the largest producers in the world. We're talking about Saudi Arabia. We're talking about Iraq. We're talking about Kuwait. We're talking about the United Arab Emirates, also seen as the UAE. The world's largest Saudi Arabia is the world's largest oil exporter. So it says here, the world's largest oil exporter depends almost entirely on the strait for its oil shipments to global markets. So that's going to affect oil right there, prices of oil right there, because they are the largest and they depend entirely on this strait. These logistics to go through, export their oil. Yeah. Iraq oil revenue, which funds the bulk of its national budget, flows north through the Gulf and out via the strait. Okay, so let's just stop here. I'm a person who sees certain things in patterns, right? Just the way my mind works. Everybody's unique. Everybody sees things differently. I like my mind summarizes patterns like really fast, but maybe it's not really fast, but it does summarize patterns. Now, we see that we went after Iraq, Kuwait, the United States. We're going after places, obviously, where there are large oil deposits. A lot of our wars. Neocons. That's the word I was looking for 10 minutes ago. That's the political jargon word for these warmongers. The neocons. Some time ago, they lifted the cap on how much people can donate to one politician. I think now it's it's just unlimited. At one point, I think it was like $3,000 or something like that. Then it just kept on growing and growing and growing. There was limits on it, but now there's no limit on how much one person, one group, one organization can donate to a politician, which can be dangerous because you can get a foreign country to donate millions to that one person, which can compromise that individual, as we can clearly see. So maybe we need to change the laws back. But my point is this: every time we go to war with these countries, they tell us that they was the most dangerous country on the planet and they was of an imminent threat. And we fall for it, obviously, because it's propaganda. And the thing is, it probably just wasn't true. Maybe we just wanted their oil. Now, I don't know what Saudi Arabia is doing, because I've played the game Global Domination before, right? Global Dominance. And after a while, if you're completely surrounded, if the United States gets Iraq, if the United States gets Kuwait, and fully surrounds you, you're going to be fooled too. You got to make decisions that will support your sustainability. But it's hard to do that, I believe, when so much money is at stake and things have been done away for such a while. Relationships have formed. You think no. I know these people over there. They're good. And then one day, they're just not good. If the Strait of Hormuz is blocked, even briefly, global oil prices spike immediately and sharply. Markets do not wait for confirmation. No, they don't. A global economic pressure point. The Strait is not just a pipeline for oil. It is a lever for the entire world economy, because energy underpins almost every sector of modern life, and any disruptions at Hormuz sends shockwaves far beyond the fuel pump. Let me ask you this, and this is really rhetorical. This is only for you to consider. We have other energy sources that have been suppressed. So, is any of this worth it? Who is it worth it for if any of this is worth it? We have other energy sources that do not. We don't even require this oil. It won't require all this oil. So, that means this is not just about Trump wanting oil. This is not about the United States administration wanting oil. This is not about Israel just wanting oil. These are people from a certain time period who have delighted in the luxuries from the result of selling this specific energy. And they want it to continue. They want it to continue for their families. We can change at any time. If this was truly about the world, like the world, we are the world. Third grade, they made me participate in that. In the choir. At school, everybody had to do it. We had to sing, "We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones who make this world a better place. So let's start giving. There's a choice you're making. We're saving our lives. It's true, you make it better than just you and me." I can't say good times because that song was written for a reason. It was written because the biological weapon that United States no doubt had involvement in, AIDS, had ravished through Africa. I could call these people evil, but my education has gone a little bit deeper than just saying, "Oh, these are some evil people." No, these are barely people. These are entities, not like many Homo sapiens sapiens. They're a different species altogether. I'm not even being funny. I wish I was being funny. I do believe at one point in time it will come out. I will probably be way dead when it does come out. Like, yeah, well, we do have the descendants of reptilians down here on this planet. We do have people who originated from Mars. We call them Martians. We do have other entities down here on this planet. I don't know when that time will come. Anyway, these people are being true to themselves. So if we interpret that their behavior as evil, we have a name for it, but they're just being themselves. It is better for you to understand and get through your thick skull. We are not all the same Homo sapiens sapien down here. We are not. It is better for you to understand that. Let's get back to this. Gas prices. Consumers worldwide feel higher fuel costs at the pump within days of any credible disruption signal. Manufacturing. Production lines dependent on energy and petrochemicals face cost increases and supply delays. That's a fact. Food prices. Higher fuel costs raise the price of fertilizers, transport, and food production across the chain supply. Airlines. Jet fuel is one of the aviation's largest costs. Disruption at the Hormuz pushes ticket prices higher globally. So, just in case you kind of wondering why some of these things may go up, this is going to affect things even more. At the same time, though, I want you never to forget how much we're spending. So inflation cannot go down because we have refused to stop spending and borrowing money from the central banks at such a high frequency. So inflation is inevitable. So it's not wherever they're leading us to. And it is to an end point. But I want you to understand something. The end point only means there's a start point for something else. This end point is with the deliberate intention of starting a new dispensation, a new time period in reality on this planet. I assure you, and this is why I love the fact that we have this here internet. This is why I record much of my videos now. I never used to record them locally, because they will at some point try to whitewash history and change history. They will. All right, we got a few more minutes within the hour, I think, before I change topics totally. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right. A permanent military hotspot. The Strait is one of the most heavily monitored and militarized waterways on Earth. The combination of immense economic value and geographic narrowness makes it a natural flashpoint. Iran's leverage. What gives Iran leverage in this situation? Iran has repeatedly and publicly threatened to close the strait if it faces military attack or crippling sanctions. Its navy, missile batteries, and fast-track boats are all positioned along the northern shore, giving it significant capacity to harass the traffic. U.S. Allied patrols. The United States Navy, along with allied navies, maintains a near continuous presence in the region, specifically to deter any attempt to close or control the strait. The goal: ensure freedom of the navigation for all nations. Well, I would have to say that now you have to do that because you caused this situation. So now, yeah, you have to do that. I feel this was unnecessary. I'm going to feel for the people who are affected that were innocent, right? In the back of my mind, I don't think Iran could last that long. Way in the back of my mind. And it's hard for me to root for you if I know that American soldiers are going to die. So what I say is I never supported this war. The exact thing that President Trump is claiming he wants to throw people in jail for online, which is crazy. Is that a crime? Or is taking away my First Amendment a crime? I don't agree with this war. Many innocent people will die. It's very likely Persia might get wiped out. I'm well aware of the hypocrisy that the United States and Israel participate in. They do things, and then when the other person responds, like blow up a hospital, Israel's like, yo, look what they did. Oh my gosh, never forget this day. Nah, you could never forget this day, because it might make you move a little different, but it won't. Because you really don't care about those people that died. You're only using them to crystallize the minds and opinions of the people you want support from. So you're using them as some type of sentimental, you're playing on the hearts and the strings of people. Oh my God, the people died. You put them you put them deliberately in that position so that they would die. So again, I can call you evil, because that's the name that we have created for people who act like you. But which in fact, you are just being yourself. It is in your DNA. It is in your blood. You are what we call on this earth a liar, a thief, a killer, a murderer, evil people. All right. That is the first part of my show. I think I'm going to take a musical break right now. And then we will get into some of these sovereign people who have been going to war. And I can't say war. Going to court and beefing with the judge. Because they claim they are sovereign. I want to take a look at some of this. And I think I found a guy who say he's a master teacher in this. So I definitely want to talk to him. I got a new album coming out. I'm looking for one song off my album that I did called Funk and Love. See if I can find it. Funk and Love. See if I can find this bad boy. Alright, let's see here. Boom. Alright, it's not there. Did I move it? Funk and Love? No? Hold on. Nobody go nowhere. Let me look at my library. I know I got a song called Funk and Love. That's crazy. That's bananas. I got so many songs. I guess I gotta go through the list. Alright, everybody take a break. So, what I will tell you about this album, it is a jazz, funk, and gospel album. That's what I can tell you about this album. I'm supposed to be going through it today or tomorrow to find out what songs I'm actually gonna put on volume 1. I'm not releasing all the. I'm gonna release more than one. This is going to be my very first album that I do like this. Just another night. I think I'm getting close. There we go. Why didn't it come up? It's called Funk and Love. It's right here. It's called Funk and Love.
The doorway, laugh lines, lipstick stain. That laugh hits the hallway like champagne on my brain. You lean in, my cool just slips. I'm tripping over every word on my lips. I don't dance, but you pull me close. Now my feet don't want. Like your name on my tongue. You say don't be so uptight. Now my guard's coming undone. You lean in, my cool just slips. I'm tripping over every word on my lips. I don't dance, but you pull me close. Now my feet don't want. Got me way, way up in the air. I'm in funk and love. Caught in your groove, can't get enough. Heart on the wall when you show up. I'm in funk and love. Spinning around when we touch. You got me stuck in this rush. I'm in funk and love.
Well, that is Funk and Love on Jamel Saladin's new album that has not been released yet, but it's coming. It's coming. Got some heat on there. I got something for mature adults to listen to. I'm not into this, whatever it is. Huh? The thing about a man is he wants a challenge. Well, I can't speak for all men. I don't know. I want a challenge. If it's too easy, I think it might be too sleazy. And I'm like, who else got it this fast? I'm good. I changed my mind. I don't think I want it no more. Right? And it seems hypocritical. It's like, yo, I thought this was what you wanted. Yeah, but in my head, there was a process to this. I misunderstood who you was. I didn't know you was a lady of the night. Oh, I'm not. Oh, apparently you are. You don't know it yet, but you are indeed a lady of the night and day. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on out there now. I haven't been out there, so I don't know if the young people are still, when I was young, elementary school, you write a little note. You want to be my girlfriend? Yes, no, or maybe. Wait for it to come back, see what happens. I got hazel eyes, so a lot of times I got yes. But then after that, when the notes weren't a thing and you had to actually speak to women with confidence, well, there was a dilemma. There was a little delay. I didn't know what to really say. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm talking about 7th, 8th grade. I didn't know what to say. There was a guy named Corey Ferguson. He's like my play cousin. Whatever this nigga was saying was working. In 7th, 8th grade, I'm like, what are you saying, man? He never answered me. He just kind of laughed. He was like, yo, you just got to talk to him. Yeah, what? No duh, but what are you saying? He never told me. You will find out what to say to who, right? As you get over, just pay attention, you will find out. But there was an enjoyment. With bouncing words off each other. There's an energy in it, right? Letting the energy build up for a minute. You may not realize or appreciate it then, or you may, right? Having to take a woman out on a date. If she's not a lady of the night. I don't want to take a lady of the night out on a date. How about this? How about I just give you $350? Let's get this out the way. Now, warning, this approach does not always go well. As I have tried, sometimes people are offended because they don't know they are a lady of the night and day yet. Baby, I am not taking you nowhere. Any place. Get that shit out your mind. Right? We not going to the White Castle. We not doing none of that bullshit. Now, I just added up with all those stupid ass dates that you thought we was gonna go on, how much I might spend. Let's just settle at $350 and knock them out the box, Rick. Knock them out, Rick. Let's just do that right now. Oh no, I'm offended. I don't get fuck out of here. I'm out of this joint. Really, Jamel? You goddamn right. I don't got time to play games. You are a lady of the night. You will not be more than that unless you move somewhere different and stop being a lady of the night, quite frankly. Stop giving out your goods so quickly and frequently. Shout out to the women out there. Shout out to the women out there. Huh? They are ladies. First of all, are we still teaching our young girls to be ladies? This is why I made this album. Because I listened to I do listen to SZA and Summer Walker because they could sing, and I like the production. But then I don't listen to them when I'm in the car with my daughter. How can I? If y'all like Lady of the Nights on music, like on record, that's all y'all are. Y'all talk very sexual. That is not what a lady would do. I'm sorry. If you desire companion, you better figure out how to ask for it without being a whore. Yeah. If you are a lady. I'm not saying you have to be either, ladies. The choice is yours. It's free will on this here. If you can decide, I want to be a lady of the night. And that is fine. As long as you do not try to tell me you are a lady, I have no problem with you being a lady of the night, a whore, none. Because as long as the central bank has a currency reserve, you will be okay. I assure you. You're going to be alright. You just got to know how to work it right. However, I think you are under the impression that's what all real men want. No. Let me just tell you that. Because you might be under the impression, oh, I look. My ass is fat. I'm a bad bitch. You females are delusional. No guy wants you to be his wife. I'm just keeping it real with you, his partner. Like, we're good. We are good. That don't mean we won't smash. We're not fucking stupid. Like, I didn't say we was. Let's slow the conversation down. I never said I wouldn't give you. How much is your rate anyway? Stop the bullshit. What's going down? Would you? Oh, I'm not like. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just asked that. Stop playing, but yo, I got about 5 more minutes. Right? It's up for you to come up with. I'm not doing this shit. We're not going to the Dream Mall, walking around. We're not doing none of that stupid shit that's rattling around in your head right now. I wrote this album for. This album is for mature adults. That just want something a little bit different from everybody being a goddamn whore, including the men. Everybody's just a whore. Yo, slow down on that frequency, please. It's like there's no representation or outlet for genuine stories of genuine love. Like, I met somebody, we was cool, we went out, we enjoyed the same books, we read, you know what I'm saying, we enjoyed jazz music. I didn't know about jazz music. They put me on to it. There was a coffee shop downtown. I had never really found out about coffee shops. We used to smoke some hookah together, have ill conversations. Slow down on the everything being sexualized. Damn. Because I think you miss out on life. So therefore, we have to watch what we introduce our kids to, because if that's the way of the world, them over-sexualizing everything, then naturally our children go to school with everybody else. They're going to see these things in there. So it's not, I don't even think you should hide them. You should just explain it outright. Explain what's going on. That's your best bet. Just explain. At a certain age, just explain the energy out there. There's consequences to this. And it will affect your life. Alright. Now, when the day comes, I'll let you know what the album is called and all of that. Which should be in the next 4 days, to be honest with you. right now, all right, so I've been watching these videos about the sovereign people go against the law, right? Whether it's a police officer or whether it's a judge. These videos have been coming out. It's been keeping me entertained. I ain't gonna hold you. Do me a favor, hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel. Thanks a lot. It's been keeping me entertained. But even before I seen these videos, I had to do a deep dive on the Moorish Science Temple of America. The history. I did not know that the founders of the Nation of Islam was involved with this organization before they even started the Nation of Islam. It is history. All of the history, just like any other history, may not be sparkling gold, right? But one thing I will say is don't ever be like the other people where they try to cover it up. They try to say it didn't happen. Don't do that, right? And thus, so far, I have not seen the Nation of Islam do that. If anything, they probably owned up to it. And they say, yeah, well, those. I don't know what they said because I don't watch those videos. But I know I've done a number of videos. And then when I speak and do those videos, all of a sudden, I don't know if they're watching me, but there'll be leaders from these communities coming out saying, yo, brothers and sisters, it's come to my attention that people on the internet. Yo, if you want to talk about me, just say my name and we can have a discussion. Turn nothing down but my collar over here, Jack, because I know I'm not doing out of trolling. I'm not trolling you. If I say Master Farad was arrested, he was arrested by authorities and had over 50 aliases, I'm not saying that to make Master Farad look. It is what it is. I'm not saying that to damage the NOI. I'm just saying what it is. It look crazy to me too. Are we going to discuss it? I'm going to discuss it. You can do what you want. I don't suggest you come up here and try to defend why he has 50 aliases. I don't suggest you do that. I suggest you keep on with whatever your message is of today. But one thing you don't got to worry about me is come up here giving misinformation and disinformation. But if you do say I give disinformation and misinformation, then I would kindly ask that you reach out to me and say, yo, brother, I've seen you up there giving misinformation and disinformation, and I would like to talk to you to straighten you out. Boom! Now we can get on the platform and you can tell me where I went wrong and you can prove. Please be ready to prove, because I'm ready to prove that this was actual and factual, and you may lose. Don't think I was sitting in a barber shop and I heard somebody, the last client, say this. You may lose. However, I love a good intellectual debate. Nonetheless, getting back to the Moorish Science Temple of America, I have my own opinion about them. I did remember the girl's name and then I forgot it. I remembered it last night. Dang. Anyway, people have been riding around America with the crazy plates, cardboard plates, no license, no driver's license, all these things, and they just yell out, yo, I'm sovereign, your rules don't apply to me. I'm a private national. And I'm not going to lie. At first, I was like, yo, they on to something. And then I researched a little bit more, and I was like, I don't know if they on to anything except shenanigans. And then I wanted to know, do y'all ever win in court? What I used to ask all the time is, yo, do these people... What I used to ask is this. They used to talk about the straw man. It took me a while to understand the concept of the straw man because it is not easily explained unless you go into the design and infrastructure of the American economy, right? So you would have to go into how our infrastructure was built by Paul Warburg in that meeting in 1910 on Jekyll Island. But whatever was said in that meeting on Jekyll Island, it just must have been a no-brainer that everybody that is born from here on out would be given a docket number on the bottom of their birth certificate. They will be given a birth certificate. They will be given a docket number. They will also be given a social security number. That will be their unique ID. This would make up their unique ID so that we can have accountability for every person that is actually a citizen. Now, with every person being a citizen, we can now put them in the portfolio of America as collateral so that we can borrow money from the central banks. And the way they did it was, I'm going to say it was deceiving, because there are a lot of deceiving things when it comes to you being a person. Even the definition, it does get hairy when you look at the Black's law of a person, an entity. Like, it's just so many word games being played. Even when your name is spelt in all caps, there's a lot to it that means something different than just your name spelt in lower caps. And a lot of this education was not given to the public. And yet there was a group of people who knew about this and took advantage of this. And what I will say is, I think that the Moorish science community was the first community to call this out. Now, just because they were the first community to call this out and put us onto game, doesn't mean that everything that they do from there out is a good idea or even lawful or even right? And my thing is this: if we're talking about one group of people, hey, these guys they're liars, they don't tell you your true history, and then you do the same thing and you don't tell me your true history, what makes you any different? That's how I truly feel. What makes you any different? Because we the same hue? Because we the same color? So I'm just supposed to side with you? Nah. I'm going to do the same thing I do to them. I'm going to do the same thing to you now. Because everything they did wasn't bad either. The majority of things they did was bad. But you did some good things, but then you didn't. There were some things you left out of your history. I found a master teacher. He calls himself a master teacher. Yusuf L. Shout out to Yusuf L. See if I can find out. He has a YouTube channel. SPC University. SPC University. Now, first of all, let me just say, I don't got no beef with Yusuf L. I just looked him up because I was watching his videos. And I'm like, yo, here's the thing. Yusuf L did not have on the tar bush that the more science community, a lot of the male members wear. And maybe females are wearing them now too, I don't know. But sometimes you see him with this burgundy hat on that is elongated. I believe that's called the tar bush. He didn't have that on. He spoke very eloquently. And he was speaking about the law. Now, me being from the city right away, it still gave me vibes like, yo, is he a Moor? nothing about his channel said more, no this, that, and the third. It wasn't until I heard him say, yo, Yusuf L. I was like, oh, you are a more indeed. It says Yusuf L., the founder, CEO, and master teacher at Secured Party Creditor University, has been imparting knowledge about business trust law and the secured party process to audience nationwide for over a decade. He does have a podcast on Apple TV. And again, his YouTube channel is SPC University if you want to check it out. When someone calls himself a master teacher, that means they're ready. I refuse to call myself a master teacher yet. I went somewhere. Crack my back. I went somewhere. I won't call it a mystery school, but I went somewhere. And I was looking to seek more information on top of the information I had. But when they started talking, we started conversating. It was like, man, bro, you are elite with it. But I didn't feel like that. They tried to make me seem like I was the last dragon. Like, yo, you are the master. I was like, nah, not yet. Now, that could be the humility in me, which I'm going to, you know why I keep that humility? I don't think none of us know everything, right? So I may know a little bit something, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot of stuff from people in the chat. I may go look up later. I don't know if I'm at the stage of master teacher yet. But yeah, Yusuf said he's a master teacher. Now, I will say off the bat before we even get into Yusuf's videos and this, that, and the third, because I think I want to start with Yusuf's video because he is going to give us some. He has a video where he's talking about private sovereignty versus private citizen, all this other stuff. I said that might be a good video to start with, Yusuf. So you're going to see his face, hopefully, anyway. But what I will say is this, Yusuf. It was a lot of people in my community just like you. And I'm not saying you're this guy, Yusuf. But I'm just saying there was a lot of people in my community just like you. Used to run around with the tar bush and all that. Taking advantage of people, bro. Taking their money. Having people out here screaming, I'm sovereign. Like, I think, here's the thing. You're charging these people. I read somewhere on your website. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up your website, actually. Oh, I lost it. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Consultation. Here we go. I think this is the problem right here, Yusuf. Consultations are $500 per hour. I think that's the problem right there, bro. Uncle Andy was good. Uncle Andy said, I know I missed a lot. Yeah, you did, bro, but you're actually coming in at a great time. All right, we have someone down here that says that one factor, but also you. Yeah, I am speaking of the Moors. I'm speaking of the Moors. Noble Drew Ali started that organization. Sorry. I'm not always looking at the comments. Now, my thing with the Moorish community is we have to step up. You got to step up your game, Moorish community. everything can't be about money. You know why? Because you need to educate your community. Your community needs to be educated. But if the master teachers are running around charging people $500 per hour to get this knowledge, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Why, if you are a part of something, in my opinion, we see that you have taken the name L, Yusef L, which tells me more than likely, out of all the other communities and religious nations and political nations, you belong to the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Moors, the one that Noble Drew Ali started. How can you charge $500 an hour? I hope you are giving some of this information away for free, not to just random people, to your community. You understand? This is why the Muslims meet weekly. This is why Christians meet weekly. This is why Jews meet weekly. I need to give you this information. They may say it's coming from God. Yusef, I don't care who you saying it's coming from. I don't care if you say you are the reincarnation of Noble Drew Ali. Whoever is in that building, you need to be educating your people. I see you got your payment acceptance down here. Yo, I got Zelle, Cash App, PayPal, Venmo. So, I don't think the Moorish Science Temple of America, in my opinion, can really stand. I don't know who your leader is. If you guys have a leader, you guys are probably bickering about who the leadership is. So they are not out here breaking the law, getting arrested, not able to speak the language, right? Because clearly Yusef knows how to speak it, but he's charging his own people $500 an hour. An hour. Just to know what to say. Let's get into Yusef's videos. Let me just check something real quick. Uncle Andy is complaining that his internet is bugging out. Alright, let's get into Yusef. Alright. Here's a video by Yusef. It says how jurisdiction, and I want to watch this before I get into the other videos that we're going to watch with the Moors versus the judges, because in a lot of these videos they're going to claim jurisdiction. I'm not part of your jurisdiction. But Yusef has a video. The title is How Jurisdiction Really Works. And Yusef, if you do happen to see this video, hit me up. Let's have an honest dialogue on camera. You can explain some things. There's clearly some things, much that you know that I do not know. If you call yourself a master teacher, I am no master teacher. I just only have an opinion about master teachers charging so much to the people of his community when he should be actually straightening them out, so that they are prepared to go against the beast.
Okay, everyone. Yusef here. Okay, I put this together real quick for you to give you some information on how jurisdiction actually works. You know, for so many years, there's been a lot of theories about how the court system actually works and so forth. But my research, I've been conducting a great deal of research, and a lot of things have been revealed to me, and I'm going to share some of them with you. And I think you're going to enjoy this. It's not very long, and it's going to be chock full with a lot of information. First, let's just get through this. I prepared some slides to help me with my presentation so I can stay on point. Okay, so now how jurisdiction really works. Now, number one, courts do not operate on anonymity or metaphysics. A court's first job is to answer a basic threshold question: who is before the court? If you identify yourself without any legal description, the court will not say, "I know description." Instead, it will default to the description already in the case caption or record, use government records, pleadings, or filings to identify you, treat your silence as non-cooperation, not as a reservation of rights. In other words, you don't avoid presumptions by refusing to describe yourself. You invite the court to supply one for you. And I know a lot of people going to say, well, the courts are operating illegally. No. You are going into these administrative courts. These administrative courts have one purpose, and that is to enforce compliance to the policies. When you are operating, so you can't be a private person trying to operate in a public regulatory space. And that's what many of you are attempting to do. You're trying to
Oh, so Uncle Andy was on our show last night, and Winter may have been there. I'm not sure. When I looked up, what is a nation? Do you need land to operate or be regarded as a nation? Right? Are you a legal nation or are you a social, religious, political nation? There's a difference. Are you recognized by other governments? What are the prerequisites for that? Have you met those requirements? I don't like how I'm pronouncing that. Requisites. That it sounds like Ebonics, which it probably is. So we're just going to say requirements. I don't like using Ebonics unless it calls for it, which it never really does. But I enjoy a couple of words in Ebonics. Not when I'm doing a show like this. Have you met those requirements? So we hear from the master teacher today, Yusuf L. And he is actually agreeing with what I said, unbeknownst. I didn't even know him at the time. I'm like, yo, I don't think you could just go into somebody else's government and then claim like, yo, I'm sovereign. I don't got to listen to your rules. I don't know if that's how this works. As Pillar says, prerequisite. Yeah. Just by throwing the pre on there makes everything right. Prerequisite. There you go. Thank you.
declare yourself into privacy while maintaining the same activities you've always done when jurisdiction attaches to conduct. So in order to be truly private, you have to engage in what is called private ordering, and you should never end up in these courts at all. Number two, silence does not preserve right.
Wow, he didn't elaborate on that, but he gave us one, right? Hold on. Don't, Mr. Yusuf L, do not try to talk fast over here. Like, I don't have two ears, bro. We're not doing that. I heard what you said, and I'm bringing it back 10 seconds. I heard what you said, because if you think for 1 second I'm not going to look up these words that you are saying to me, you are tripping. Hold on, bro. Hold on. All right. Say that again, Mr. Yusuf. What'd you say?
Truly private, you have to engage in what is called private ordering.
Private ordering? I've never heard of that, but I know if I call you, you're going to charge me $500 an hour. I will look it up myself. Thank you, Yusuf L.
and you should never end up in these courts at all.
Did he put that down here? I don't even think he put it down here. In other words, you don't avoid presumptions by refusing to describe yourself. You invite the court to supply one for you.
Number 2, silence does not preserve rights in procedural law. In constitutional theory, silence can preserve rights. In procedural law, silence often does the opposite. Procedural systems work on this principle. Unclarified status is presumed, not suspended. If you do not clarify identity, clarify capacity, and clarify domicile or appearance, the court fills in the gaps using the charging document, prior filings, or statutory defaults. This is how people unintentionally waive arguments. And they have a nice little system set up. You know, this thing, capacity is very important. The persons, they break down into capacities. Capacities get classified, and then into your rights and duties and liabilities. It's very, very scientific, and they have it set up. One of the problems, I think, where people have a problem right here in trying to identify themselves is we've demonized this word person to an extent where people are just terrified of it. And I'm not that person. You don't have jurisdiction over me. That's all incorrect. We need to throw all that out.
Told you you was mad at me. And look, I saved your life. We got the master teacher, Yusuf L, saying the same thing. The non-master teacher, Jamel Saladin, been up here. Yeah, I troll you a little bit, but I told you I was going to troll you just to get you in shape. Because I did not believe what you guys are doing was in order. And in fact, Yusuf L says you are out of order. So why are you doing these things? Why are you contributing to the race friction between white cops and black citizens with this nonsensical behavior, with not understanding? Right? The video we watched the other day, those two white cops were very patient, and I would say empathetic. He's like, I like to hear about this history. He was in it. Like he had a little shrine of Noble Drew Ali at home. He maybe got his own tar bush and all that. I don't know what he got going on at home. He was very inclined, but it was something there that kept him from letting that woman drive off, because either she wasn't saying the right thing or in fact she was out of order, which, listening to Yusuf just for 5 minutes, he goes into, no, you out of order, bro. All of this, I'm not that person. He's saying shut all of that down. And we about to watch a video. No doubt, I'm sure these people are going to say, I am not that person, Your Honor. I watched one video, the person said this. He said, I'm not that person. Judge simply said, oh, okay, well, get out my court then. You're not that person. Shocked the person. He was like, what? He was like, you are not the person we are looking for. So I will put out a warrant for arrest. I'm going to put out a warrant of arrest for the person I'm looking for. It's all good. You can go now. You can go. He said, well, Your Honor, I would like to rephrase that. Because obviously he probably had a couple of lines. Somebody chart. He probably didn't have the full 500 for an hour. He probably had like 10 minutes. Huh? He gave him 10 minutes of information. All right, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go in there. You're going to deny that you that person, right? Yo, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I got to catch him. You went in there, you tried it. That shit didn't fly. I was perplexed. Bro turned the whole shit around, say, yo, I am that person, Your Honor. What? Judge went off on him, was like, so why you wasting my time? Are you or are you not this person? No, I am that person, Your Honor. Got him. Got him.
That's not the purpose of a person. First of all, if you're going to be private, which is this is what the law recognizes private. They don't they recognize public and private, not any of the other statuses that y'all are throwing around out there. If you happen to be in a statutory court, they are going to frame and interpret everything through statutory definitions. You got to remember that fact. Private rights begin where public regulation ends. Remember that. This is how people unintentionally waive arguments. Number 3, why no legal description backfires. When someone refuses to give a legal description, courts tend to interpret it as obstruction, evasion, frivolous posture, bad faith. Not because the court is malicious, but because procedure requires classification to function. Courts cannot issue orders, determine standing, assess jurisdiction, or apply remedies without a legally cognizable party. And cognizable is the same as jurisdiction, but the thing is, you have to understand that they have to be able to class.
I will say this. Yusuf L does not sound like the type of charlatans that I've come across with the tar bushes on. This is probably why he doesn't wear a tar bush. I thought he just got rid of it so he can not be associated with those other type of charlatans. Charging huge fees, and the person leaves just as confused as they came in. Is an atrocity to me. But I don't know. I cannot be too quick to judge Brother Yusuf L. Let us continue on. I like what I'm hearing though right now, Brother Yusuf L. I like what I'm hearing. Continue on, sir. Continue on.
Classify you according to their jurisdiction. According to their statutory scheme. Now, if you don't want to be subjected to statutes, you shouldn't even be in the court. And I'm going to say this, you probably don't need to be living in a municipality. That's another thing that I don't think people get. You are subjected to a statutory jurisdiction just by you living in a municipality. You can mitigate a lot of that, but you cannot totally eliminate it. You cannot totally eliminate it. Number 4, the paradox most people miss. People think if I don't describe myself, the court can't touch me. In reality, if I don't describe myself, the court uses the description least favorable to me. That is the paradox. I mean, if you don't say who you are, they're going to pick out the worst.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Do subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel.
Description to give to you. You need to remember that. Number 5, the disciplined approach, what actually protects you. The safest posture is controlled definition, not refusal. Example, and here's something you want to remember. I mean, I have at SBC University, we have a whole bunch of these, but this is one of the first ones, and it's a very, very good one. I'm a natural person appearing in my private capacity for the limited purpose of addressing jurisdiction and preserving all objections. That does 3 critical things. Number 1, it identifies a real party so the court can't invent one. Number 2, it limits capacity so no implied agency or fiduciary role. And number 3, preserves objections so nothing is waived. That one little statement does all of that. I'm a natural person appearing.
I don't know, Yusuf. I feel like I've heard that sentence before. Like these people have watched your videos or paid you the $500 and they have remembered that phrase. I hear that phrase all the time. I am a natural person appearing in my private capacity. I guess you have to say the rest though. For the limited purpose of addressing jurisdiction and preserving all objections. Yeah, S. Pillar, I feel the same way.
In my private capacity, so we have the capacity addressed right here, for the limited purpose of addressing jurisdiction and preserving all objections. And even though we're calling ourselves a natural person within the court system under the statutes, that's how you have to be classified. You know, you have to identify yourself as some persons break down to capacities. So what kind of person are you? A trustee is a person, an employee is a person. You know, all these are types of persons, and types of persons have types of capacities, and capacities get broken down into classifications.
Gotcha.
And classifications determine rights, liabilities, duties, remedies, and things of that nature. It's very, very scientific, and you're not.
I give it up. Shout out. See, I didn't know that part. That's the part they don't teach you in the barbershop, Yusuf L, and you don't be there when I be getting the fade. And now my daughter cuts my hair, so you definitely not in the bar. You're not in the bathroom when my daughter cuts my hair to give me these different details on the conversation. Back in the day, you learned a lot. You heard a lot. I wouldn't say you learned a lot. You heard enough in the barbershop to go off and down to the library and look it up yourself. But again, a lot of people are lazy. So they run around you. I'm a natural person. But did you even know you could break that down? Did you know why you was a natural person? Did you know why you was saying that? Because Yusuf L just broke that down. And I understood everything he just said. But what I did not understand before he explained is that the word person had different capacities, and it was necessary to explicitly explain which category you were in. I did not know that.
Going to be able to circumvent this. The only way you can circumvent this, once again, is to be fully private, and that is to understand what is called private ordering. Private ordering. Bottom line, quote ready, refusing to identify yourself does not defeat jurisdiction. It hands the court permission to define you. In law, silence invites presumption. Precision preserves rights. Okay, now here is a core minimal identification. I'm a natural person appearing specially and in my private capacity for the limited purpose of addressing this matter and preserving all rights, remedies, objections, and defenses. This does 4 things only. Number 1, it identifies a real human party, prevents substitution or default assumptions. Number 2, it limits appearance, special, not general. And number 3, limits capacity, private, not representative. Number 4, it preserves objections. There's no waiver. Nothing more is required. If jurisdiction is an issue, here's a recommended add-on. No statement herein shall be construed as consent to personal, subject matter, or territorial jurisdiction, venue, or statutory application, all of which are expressly reserved. This makes the reservation.
As Phyllis says, in other words, it's not going to stop you from going to jail. Correct, sir. You understand? I'm starting to understand why he charging the $500. I'm starting to understand. This is way deeper, right? He's charging you the $500 for the people that wants to intentionally get out here and deceive the United States. Right? If you are dead set on circumventing the rules that apply to everybody else, and you're like, nah, I can't do that shit. I'm not doing that. My name is Mustafa Malik Bey. I ain't doing none of that. I just came home. Nah. I get it. He done beat somebody out of 500 in the craps game. He out here still playing craps. Anyway, that's playing craps and not CeeLo, I stay away from these places. There's dangerous places. Now, damn it, you could definitely get your life taken in a CeeLo game. We know this. Even the Migos. That's how one of their members died in a CeeLo game. Nigga, what you think is going to happen in a craps game playing with somebody from the 70s? His golden years was the 70s. This nigga's out on the streets with a gang of other niggas that not only know how to play craps, but there's big money in the pot. Nigga, keep me away from these niggas. They will surely knife you. This is a fact. Huh? They got a different set of skill sets you don't want nothing to do with. Just knock it off. Don't, yo, they got a game over there. Ho, you don't even know. I know old school. That is not a CeeLo game, blood. It's not a CeeLo game. That is a craps game. You don't see all the FIFA wine they got on the ground. No. That is a craps game, my man. Stay out of that. For one of them walk you around that fucking corner and they walk back out alone. Easy. Now, Mustafa Malik Bey, he's out. He only needs an hour. He needs 2 hours, so he definitely coming with the 5, and then he gonna try to muscle Yusef L into giving him the next hour. Tell him take it on the hop, take it in blood. I get it. That's why he charging $500 for the people who want to purposely get out here and break the law.
Explicit, not implied. If domicile matters, civil/administrative context, I'm domiciled in the state of Texas, which is stated for factual purposes only and not as a concession of jurisdiction. Beautiful. Beautiful statement. I'm domiciled in the state of Texas. We don't have to get into this. I'm in the Republic and all of that. Once again, you're in their courts, and they identify with statutory interpretations of things. And hey, you can still use that and defend yourself. I'm domiciled in the state of Texas, which is stated for factual purposes only, and not as a concession of jurisdiction. This avoids the common trap of domicile being misread as consent. If capacity confusion is likely, like with trusts, corporations, and agencies, you can say something like, I do not appear in any representative, fiduciary, or agency capacity unless expressly stated in writing. This blocks implied agency or surety assumptions. Although
I'm going to say this. For you guys that's out there taking this path, you need to cough up the $500 to Yusef. After reconsidering a couple of minutes of Yusef's videos, it appears Yusef may know what he's talking about. And as we are about to watch some of these videos, I don't know if you guys are being lazy, man. You guys are being lazy. If this is the choice you chose, again, I got many people that speak to me about don't ask me if I want to separate from the United States and I don't understand it. I'm not going to get into something I don't understand and end up worse than it was before, right? Most Def ended up on another continent and couldn't even get back over here. To this day, I don't know if Most Def is back in the States, blood. For all I know, he's in a bunker right now in Iran. I don't know. Right? They got to be balanced. I can't surround myself by people. Surround my people with ill intentions, bro. Winter says, would it not be better to try to change the laws in the nation? I would say that, right? This is where, you know something, Winter, though? Here's the problem with that, Winter. For so many years, we've been focusing on the president. I think it's about over right now, like, because he's not even following the law. Nobody's following the laws. Most of the Senate, and it seems like the senators have given up completely on America. It seems like that. I'm not saying they have. It just feels like everybody's doing their own thing. Everybody's more worried about, if not themselves, and Israel second, and then America third. And that is more than likely, if it came back to me that was the general consensus, I would not be shocked. However, what I was going to say to you, Winter, is this. It doesn't seem like we used our rights to reach out to the people that were in the legislative branch. We've been impacted by this psyop against the president and the president. Now, it doesn't make it better when he gets in and writes 400 executive orders either, right? But we still had the ability to reach out to the people who write and work on the laws to say, yo, we need to change this. And we don't, because all the conversations are about the executive branch and not about the legislative branch.
Things you worry about, that one little sentence will knock all of it out. Ultra minimal version, when less is better. Use this when you want maximum restraint. I'm a natural person appearing specially and reserving all rights. That is, anything shorter risk ambiguity. Anything longer risk concession. What to avoid, even if it sounds clever. Do not use private American citizen, sovereign, living man, American national, flesh and blood, ens legis, all cap name theories. These do not.
I'm laughing because the videos we about to watch, I heard all of this. This is what happened when you don't do the overtime or go to your credit union to pay USFL. This is exactly what happens. You understand? You could have went down to the credit union. Yo, I'm just trying to get out of. Let me get $1,500. Let me get $1,500. No. You got to cough that up to USFL, because now on second, after carefully watching this, I heard every last one of these bullet points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every 7 bullet points I heard, all of these people ended up going to jail. And they're talking about you guys, you sovereign. Yeah. You's a sovereign national. I don't represent all caps. Heard all of this. Yusef is saying, knock it off, blood.
Not preserve rights. They promote dismissal or sanctions. Okay. Now here's the thing: dismissal, like if you the plaintiff, and sanctions, you defendant. But the thing is, you got to understand this is that none of these things can be classified. They're not recognized capacities. Go to my video with the 50 statutory terms. You should acquaint yourself with that. But you have to understand is that these statutory courts, they have a very, very precise and scientific methodology that they use in running their court system. And identification and capacity and classification, those are very precise scientific methods they use. And if you're going to have any type of success in their venues, you're going to have to start adopting these and how to use the system in your favor instead of against you.
Woo! Say less. Say less, Yusef L. I'm going to reach out to you, Yusef L. I like what you got going on there, brother. In fact, I like what you got going on. Now, let's watch some of these other videos where these people have... Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here.
Discovery should be provided.
Don't play word games with me.
I'm not playing.
Mr. Allen, not play word games with me. You're playing with the wrong judge.
I'm not trying.
I'm giving you your warning.
I would like to first have a jurisdiction hearing.
So what we will do is you will put all of your jurisdictional arguments in writing because you're wrong. So we might as well get it in writing that you're wrong.
This court hearing gets heated fast when a sovereign citizen tries pushing the judge's buttons, and it does not end well. He claims he's above the law, making the exchange wild and entertaining. Grab popcorn, share thoughts, and like, subscribe, and let's dive in.
Hello, Tariq Samar Tariq here.
Already, Judge. Court-show officer, assistant public defender.
Disrespectful. What is you laughing at, Judge? Come on, man. Come on, bro. Knock it off, Judge. You cannot laugh. Yo, he didn't even say anything except his name, bro. All he said was his name. Son broke out in laughter. Damn. It's cold-blooded. Hold on. I gotta see that again. Your man broke out in laughter.
Entertaining. Grab popcorn, share thoughts, and like, subscribe, and let's dive in.
Hello, Tariq Samar Tariq here.
Already, Judge. Court-show officer, assistant public defender on behalf of Mr. Day.
There. Can you turn on your camera, sir?
I don't have any contract with a public defender's office.
You what?
I don't have any contract with the public defender's office representing me.
You don't have a contract with them?
Correct.
Yes, Judge. I reached out to Mr. Day to try to help pre-try this case.
This going to be a Bellinger's thing?
I think so, Judge.
Okay, go for it.
My understanding is that he had enough counsel that he's going to have, I believe, on his file. And I wish him good luck if that's the case, but I don't see another attorney here, so I don't know what's going on, Your Honor.
Well, apparently he's refused counsel. All right. Let's see what happens.
No,
Mr. Day?
I'm defending myself. I told him I would notify the court that I relieved him of any implied obligations to this case.
So you're going to represent yourself?
I'm defending myself, correct.
Okay, then you need to be here. Now.
Well, as I told the court, I requested a Zoom hearing because I have COVID. So there's no way I can.
In a vehicle with a hat on, no mask. Oh.
I am inside my vehicle right now.
What'd you say?
I said yes because I'm inside my vehicle right now. I work outside. I'm away from the general public.
Did you go to the hospital starting the COVID diagnosis?
Excuse me?
Have you been to the doctor regarding the COVID diagnosis?
It's against my religion.
What? Come on, man. Yo. I can't, man. I can't. Yo, did you just say you have COVID, my man? Who diagnosed you with COVID? How do you know you have COVID, bro? Man asked you, yo, you been to a medical professional who told you have COVID? Nah, that's against my religion. Alright. That's step one. You playing around with the wrong one, bro.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. Then I'm gonna say, okay, you've got COVID. I want you here. When's our last block? 3 o'clock today. Wear a mask if you're going to represent yourself.
I can't make that. Is there a later date?
Oh, yeah, you can. 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
3:30. I can make that.
I'll be here at 3 o'clock.
Well, I'll be there at 3:30, and if there's any issue, then
okay. And at 3 o'clock, I may issue a bench warrant. Be here at 3 o'clock. I'll pass this matter. Thank you.
There's no bench warrant to be issued because this court didn't have.
Okay. I'll determine that at 3 o'clock.
The court
See
didn't
you at 3
have,
o'clock. Thank you.
this court does not have jurisdiction.
You're welcome, Mr. Feaster. Cut his line. Sir, you.
Cut his line. Knock it off. Look. You get tight when Saladin say knock it off. And in the end, you're going to knock it off anyway, blood. You're going to, listen, you're going to knock it off one way or the other. It's better you knock it off on my channel while hitting the like button and subscribing. Then you get yourself in a real jammed up in a real situation. First thing in your back of your head, damn, Saladin probably watching this shit on live, right? You goddamn right. Goddamn right. Watching the whole thing on live. I'm reliving it. Yeah. Reminding everybody, yo, remember when I told this sucker to knock it off? And he wouldn't? Congratulations.
Indicated that you wish to represent yourself on this matter.
Yes.
All right, you understand.
Look who showed up to court. Look who showed up to court, and I guarantee you, he made it there by 3 o'clock. So all of that, what was all of that? Yo, well, I'll make it there at 3:30, and if there's any, yo, bro, who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? The judge? He don't care about the last person you beat up in the streets. He don't care if you ran the phones up north. He don't. I'm just letting you know. He don't care if you had the phones. And Elmira, he don't care about none of that. Why are you talking to? I don't think it's a good idea for you to be talking to him with this type of tone. Only for you. And it's the same thing we do. We talk all that crazy shit. And as soon as we get arrested, pull down your pants in front of everybody. If you've never been to jail, pull down your pants, squat, open up your butt cheeks. And you do it. Because if you don't do it, the nurse is going to tell you, yo, they just going to get somebody to come in here and shoot you with Terrorism. Facts! I'm like, what? The fuck are you talking about? She's like, yo, they just going to get somebody to come in here and shoot you full of Terrorism. So, I was like, oh, this is crazy. Crazy.
At your arraignment, you were given the charges that were.
Because I did ask, so what if I don't want to do this? And they told me if I didn't want to do it, what was going to happen.
Have been filed against you.
I was given a charge. So if there were any additional, I was not given those charges. The only charge I got was fleeing and eluding.
Fleeing and eluding third degree.
Third degree, correct. And if anything else was tallied onto that, then I was not told.
I have one charge.
Okay.
That is a felony punishable by up to 5 years incarceration and $1,000 fine plus court costs. The Secretary of State would be required to.
You talk about playing with your life. You talk about not taking your life seriously. Why was you in a situation where you was fleeing? I was in a situation where I did flee. I told you guys that, right? I seen the cop turn on his light. I just figured I could get away. I had passed him so fast that I didn't think his car could catch up to mine. I seen his lights, but I was already. He said, yo, when I caught up to you, you was doing 90. Yeah, I was, though. I was. Again, I did tell you I beat that case. And again, I'm telling you, I'm not telling you how I beat that case because I think you're going to use it for ill intent. I don't trust everybody with the knowledge. I don't think you're worthy of the knowledge. So therefore, I will keep that to myself. You get out here, start using it for all type of simpleton shit. Nope. I might get on some Yusuf L shit and start charge me $500. $500. I'll tell you how I did it. Yo, He's up on a charge that could give him 5 years in prison. And he has dismissed his his counsel. And you could dismiss your counsel if you know what you're doing. But clearly it's starting off wrong. You started that jurisdiction talk, that crazy shit. He was like, yeah, get down here at 3:30. You told him you going to be there at 3:30. He said, yeah, all right. My last block is at 3 o'clock, man. If you ain't here, you have a warrant out for your arrest. And your silly ass showed up any old way. Was this the right call to make to represent yourself? You facing 5 years in prison, mama? Come on, man.
On your conviction to suspend your license for a period of 1 year. You understand that, sir?
First, I wanted like an oral motion for dismissal based on the fact of the lack of probable cause and also the lack of a personal and.
Look at the judge's face. Whole time he's talking, the judge, yo, judge, don't make me, man. Don't make me, man. You gonna stop laughing. I know that. I know you're gonna stop laughing at this young man. Apparently, he was playing craps around some old timers. They was giving him the jailhouse law. You understand? You gotta stay away from these old timers and their jailhouse fucking remedies. I'm telling you from experience. I never listened to these niggas when I used to get locked up. What you in for, young blood? Ah, shit, you be out tomorrow. Last nigga that told me that, I went to jail. Ah, you be out in a couple hours, young blood. Yep, I'm on the bus. Fucking around with you. Listening to you. A 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. I'm on the bus, 3 hours. In a blizzard. Headed to jail. Fucking with an old timer with his bullshit ass jailhouse law remedies.
Period of 1 year. You understand that, sir?
First, I wanted like an oral motion for dismissal based on the fact of the lack of probable cause and also the lack of a personal and subject matter jurisdiction based on the fact that this is a trust matter from the name to the private conveyance that was stolen by the third party, Wall Street Towing, and impounded on the colorful law actions of Officer Trowbridge of the Washtenaw County Sheriff's Department. Also, I have not been able to.
I don't like how you saying us so much, man. I think you should have got counsel. I don't know. I might go to Youssef's school. There's a lot of opportunity out here. Now, on second thought, fuck all that. See if I can get some type of government grant to go to Youssef's school. Yo, Youssef, man, is your school accredited? Let's first of all try to get your school accredited. Let's start there so that I can get a grant to go to your school. I will stop what I'm doing just to do whatever you do. Whatever, I'm charging all these drug dealers $500 an hour because apparently they don't know what they're doing. All the bays. Don't try to tell me you ain't got it. I don't want to hear no. Don't give me no soul brother handshake. Yo, Mel, what's good? I been seeing you on the YouTube. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Did you pay Shorty outside? Yo, Shorty, he paid? We good? Cool. This what's going on. You facing a 1 to 5. All right. You probably going to jail for 1 to 5. This is what I could do. I don't know. I feel the same way, Winter. But you know, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said something to Malcolm X that made sense. And we've gotten away from that. you have to try your hardest to learn the language of this land. You're here. So for all of this talk about, yo, we was here first, and yo, the only people that's acknowledging that is you right now. Nobody gives a fuck about none of that shit you talking about. Yo, this is our land. Yo, check this out. Nobody else cares that matters. Nobody that matters really is concerned about your history per se. I think how we should prioritize this is we should focus on our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So we could do strengths, but our weaknesses probably outweigh our strengths. So let's just go there. And what I notice is that we don't articulate well. We don't pronounce our words well. And we need to work on these things. And we need to make it a focal point within our community. And we need to disintegrate, eradicate all of these perceptions that when you speak properly, you're trying to be a white person. This sounds ridiculous and crazy. The fact that in these urban settings, if you speak properly as a black man, they immediately regard you as a bitch ass nigga. This is a problem. This is a problem. Bro, I'm just articulating myself. Yeah, you square ass nigga, you never been to jail. What are you talking about? What does that have to do with anything? He's a bitch ass nigga. Where the real niggas at? This is the problem. We do not know how to speak. We refuse. And you see me do it all the time. I sit up here and I can hear myself. And then I try the word again. If it doesn't work, I'll try another word. But I will admit, hey, I didn't pronounce that correctly. And because I did not pronounce that correctly, I'm going to change the word as I work on in private to strengthen my weaknesses. It's okay to be weak in something. It's not okay to recognize that you are weak in something and do nothing about it. Oh, I know, Winter, but I'm just pointing out the things that people say in these silos in these certain communities. Here's the sad part, though, Winter. You really want to put something on it? Check this out. These are the same communities that a lot of the money from the entertainment industry, from the music industry goes to. Right? They don't even know that those industries are directly connected to the prison industry. Watch this. Watch this. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. And I was trying to tell my man this the other day. Here we go. It's right here. No. Let me go back up. Oh, that's a 3 hour. I'm not listening to that. Oh, can I find it? Oh, man. Oh. There's a few videos up here on the prison industrial complex, but I like the way specifically Whitney Webb describes it. And if I can't find hers, I don't want to take a risk at listening to anybody else's, because she is a investigative journalist, but she does rigorous work. So she's taught me so much, and it's in one of these videos. I just don't have the time to. Let me try one more time. Let me try it one more time on another browser. Let me see. What do we got? Let me see this. What does this say?
Okay, calm down.
Originally, I was just going to write about one aspect of the Diddy case that I thought was interesting, which was his relationship with the supermodel Naomi Campbell, mainly because I had sort of gone down this avenue of research with respect to my work on Jeffrey Epstein that I hadn't published yet, involving her and Epstein. And so I thought it would be interesting to explore how she sort of intersects both worlds. But then, in doing that, kind of realized there were more intersections to be had, including the current president, among other figures, Ron Burkle being another one. So it seemed worth exploring at least that broader network. And, a lot of the people, oligarch figures that pop up in my book, the Bronfman family, for example, I had an outsized influence on the record industry and on hip hop in the 1990s and beyond. And some of that intersects with other aspects of my Epstein research that I sort of explore with my co-author, CZ Means, at the end of, this first article. Hopefully it'll be a 3-part series, but, sometimes these things run a little long. We tend to do long-form journalism at Unlimited Hangout anyway, so it might be more than 3, but some of my past stuff sort of on things that were going on in the 1990s in the world of covert ops, sort of linking some of this unusual activity in the hip hop industry with allegations made by Gary Webb in his Dark Alliance series, and some of this, what I wrote about in my book, One Nation Under Blackmail, about Epstein's apparent involvement in arms trafficking during the first Clinton administration, what his 17 visits to the Clinton White House were about, and, why he had assisted on behalf of his, main patron, Leslie Wexner, relocating the Southern Air Transport airline, which had previously been CIA owned and had been the main Iran-Contra airline that had been involved in drug and arms trafficking for the benefit of the Contras in Nicaragua, how that was sort of repurposed in this period and sort of had teamed up with these corrupt actors in China's military industrial complex to basically flood urban America with illegal assault weapons, which is not really something that gets talked about a lot, but I've always thought is a pretty important piece of the puzzle in talking about, this alleged effort that's touched on here of sort of engineering a cultural shift for the purpose of for the benefit of the private prison industry. And so there's an exploration of that as it relates to Diddy. But basically, in a nutshell, the interest in the Diddy case was similar to my interest in the Epstein case initially, in that
she doesn't go into it here. She lightly tap danced around it. There is a clip, and they might have pulled it from YouTube, where she goes into great detail of the connection and the investments from the music industry, how that parallels and leads to the actual prison industrial complex, right? So we all know that the music industry does not really push these entertainers to be better speaking people, to be better people at all, to tell you the truth. Most of it is very sexually driven. Most of the artwork that is released, it doesn't have to be. There's plenty of artists out here with things to say that are not selected for their career to be pushed to and elevated to higher heights because the frequency of their music. But it's not only just the frequency of their music that these controllers of the industry are focusing on. It's also the whole perception of the individual. So the people that they're choosing to be highlighted, a lot of times they don't really speak the proper King's English anyway. It gives off a perception. Now, if you want to be successful, a successful young black kid, you don't really need to learn how to speak well. I disagree. But I am different in that aspect. Let's get back to this video here, where this young man apparently did not focus on speaking well. He does not focus on that. And let me tell you something. A lot of people, it's easy to judge me now. I spoke worse than him. I actually took a course at community college to help me speak better than I was speaking, because I took 2 courses on speaking. That's how bad I spoke. Why? Because I recognize I don't speak well. I am horrible. Knowledge of self. Know thyself.
As of Constitution Amendment 6, being able to face my accuser, with the state of Michigan being a fictitious entity and there's no injured party, there's no crime that has been committed. And again, to the probable cause of the initial stop and the arrest cannot be proven. There was no probable cause for the arrest or stop. There was no warrant on hand for the arresting officer to conduct an arrest. And even more so, again, as I stated, this is trust property, so this court doesn't have jurisdiction to adjudicate over the foreign trust.
I really don't get this guy's logic. He lies to the judge, shows up maskless, claims no jurisdiction, and demands dismissal over no injured party.
He definitely showed up maskless. Definitely, Winter. I got both of her books, One Nation Under Blackmail 1 and 2. When it comes to investigative journalism, top tier. Not to be played with. She might have alopecia, but she's not to be played with.
Newsflash, courts don't work like kindergarten debates. This isn't helping him at all. Let's dive back in.
Finish.
No, actually, I was also moving to place you and the clerk as fiduciaries over the trust.
He doubles down though, Winter. Look at your boy. He felt confident. The judge asked him if he was finished after of all his ramblings and rhetoric of look, man. Terrence Howard in the face. Look, man. It's like I was right, because even if I was wrong, I was right.
No, actually, I was also moving to place you and the clerk as fiduciaries over the trust. And I'll be able to supply you all with the adequate assurance certificate of security to settle and offset charges.
Well, you will be doing nothing to me and nothing to my clerk. So.
Yo, I can't with this judge, man. He's off the chain. He's been laughing at this kid since he popped up on screen. As soon as he found out he was associated with the base, he just started cracking up. He said, yeah, he's not going to do nothing to me or my clerk, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Adequate assurance, certificate of security to settle and offset charges.
Okay. Well, he will be doing nothing to me and nothing to my clerk. So whatever that motion was, that's denied. As to your other motion regarding all of that, quite frankly, it doesn't make any sense. We haven't even had the probable cause hearing. There will be a determination at the next stage as to whether or not there's probable cause regarding the charges.
I was told this was a probable cause hearing,
This is a probable cause hearing.
so I don't understand what you're saying.
I know you don't understand.
They're not having a probable cause.
Pardon?
You said that no probable cause was had, but then you said that this is a probable cause hearing.
You have not had your preliminary examination, at which there will be a determination as to whether or not there's probable cause to believe that the crime has been committed and you committed it. That is the next stage. That has not happened. So to the extent that your motion is even valid, which I do not believe that it is, and certainly you may raise it at a later date, but to the extent that it's valid, at least at this point, your motion is premature, and therefore your motion is denied. Anything else?
Well, lastly, I want to also put on the record, I wasn't able to provide all my exhibits based on.
You're going to jail, bro. You're going to jail, man. Who convinced you had the ability to walk into this courtroom? Look at the judge's face. He is, that is the face of perplexism. I'm perplexed. You have more to say? You are facing 5 years. 5 years in jail. 1 year with a suspended license. What are you still mammering on about, bro? What is this conversation about? What? With the ums. And
As I told you, I was
You weren't able to do what?
provide my exhibits
To whom?
to the court to help for my defense, the evidences.
You haven't had a hearing yet.
I comprehend it. I'm just saying that I usually have my documents precede me before any hearings take place, and I wasn't able to because I was under the weather. That was my point. So,
oh man, you going to jail, bro. I would not advise this. You guys got to get Yusuf L a call. Get fired. And don't come empty-handed either. At first, I was really skeptic of why Yusuf was charging $500. But now, I totally understand. Do not call Yusuf L's number without $500. Yeah, he's in court, winner. He's in court. After he just told the judge he couldn't get there, the judge said, yeah, all right, whatever. Be here at 3 o'clock or else. He came down there with no face mask. He's trying to give everybody COVID, but what do we know? No doctor ever told him, no licensed doctor. God knows what the moral science community got underneath their sleeves. Maybe they got their own shaman, right? Maybe he went to his shaman throwing bones around. Yo, you definitely got COVID, beloved. Get yourself checked out. Wear some condoms. Shaman don't even know how you get COVID. You might want to strap it up, young man. You definitely got the COVID. For $300, I could get rid of the COVID for you. I'll whip up one of my tinctures. Jesus Christ. Huh?
They will be here, if not by the end of the day in the drop-off box, and you'll have them tomorrow. But you all will be served with the proper documents, and the taxes as well will be filed on the case.
Look at the judge. You just told the judge he's going to get served? He don't care nothing about that.
Okay. Anything else?
No, not this time.
All right. So how would you like to proceed next on this?
Entering a plea of demurrer.
Yo, Winter, I thought I was the only one that caught that, so I didn't bring it up. I caught what he said. He said, normally, when I come before a judge, yo, bro, at that point, you have to see somebody in your family, your older uncle, you understand? You're not going to listen to a female, so it has to be a guy that tells you, you don't see patterns here? Right? It could even be a good friend. Somebody that's not living like you, though. So that you could kind of see the contrast between what's happening. Look, bro, I'm not in and out of jail all the time. I love you, but I'm not normally in court. Normally, you go before a judge with documents. Clearly, normally you go before a judge, but clearly, normally you do not go representing yourself, because you would have known that you don't know what you're talking about. Who are these people? Yo, subscribers, the ones I gave wrenches to, y'all could shoot all of those people right there. All of them. Y'all could just shoot all of them. I don't want none of those people over here. Those last 5 people right there, yeah, just take them out. Just get rid of those people right there.
Okay, you've already done that.
I've already entered a plea of demurrer. I'm not sure when that took place other than right now.
That took place on the arraignment on the complaint, sir.
I never pleaded demurrer.
You stood mute, you stood demure. You don't even know what that means. You're just using words and have no concept as to what they mean.
Demurrer and mute are 2 separate things, but that's neither here nor there.
No, they're not. You have no legal degree. They are not. They are not.
I'm not here.
They are virtually the same thing. So where do you wish to proceed now?
He tried to fast talk the judge. Yo, they didn't say anything, but that's neither here nor there. That is neither here nor there, though, bro. That is neither here nor there. Paul, you're done over here with your Jesus rhetoric, Paul. You're done. And you, my boy? Put you in a timeout. 24 hours. See how you come back tomorrow. Alright, you on a timeout. Paul, you're done over here. Every time you come over here, you got something to say about a certain group of people in Jesus. It's not going to mix. Right? I don't know what you got against the King of Kings, but not over here, player. Not over here, player. Right? I don't know what you got against the king of the Jews, but not over here. Knock it off. We sing the praises to the King, for he is the King of Kings. We sing the praises to the King, for he's the King of Kings. And give him glory, for he's the King of Kings. And give him glory, for he's the King of Kings. All hail King Jesus. All hail Emmanuel. I don't want to hear your rhetoric over here, Paul. Alright? If I want to teach on King Jesus, then let me teach. I don't know. I want you in the comments with your propaganda. Now, you're done. Go find another channel to troll.
As I stated, my motion.
Do you wish this set for preliminary examination? Your motions have been
I
denied.
wish for the prosecution to provide the evidence that any of this needs.
You don't have.
So this dude is using words he don't know because you have not went to go see Yusuf Els. You have not went to Yusuf Els' school. You out here using demur and all these fancy smanchy words you've learned in the barbershop. Good for you. Good for you. But you are definitely cruising for a bruising and headed to a 5-year bid up north. Keep it up. Keep it up with your stupidity.
Discovery on this case. Is that what you're asking?
I'm not asking for discovery whatsoever.
So what are you asking for?
I stated that the prosecution needs to prove that a crime was committed, and they also need to show and prove that there is an injured party for the crime to have even been committed.
As I've indicated, you will have that hearing. Do you wish to have discovery?
Discovery should be provided regardless. There's no wish about
Do
it.
you wish to have
Discovery should be
discovery?
provided.
Don't play word games with me.
I'm not playing.
Mr. Allen,
Discovery.
not play word games with me. You're playing with the wrong judge. You can smile and smirk all you want.
I'm not trying.
I'm giving you your warning. I will ask you again. Do you wish to have discovery provided to you?
Yes.
Sir, did you wish to then have another PCC, or did you wish to proceed immediately to preliminary examination?
I would like to first have a jurisdiction hearing,
What kind of jurisdiction here?
personal and subject matter.
Okay. Go ahead and raise it, because I can deal with it right now. What's the personal jurisdiction?
Do you think this guy's playing dumb or actually clueless? He's asking for a jurisdiction hearing way too late, like it'll change anything. The court clearly has authority, he's literally there. Did he learn law from Reddit or a Magic 8 Ball? Drop your thoughts and let's dive back in.
This court, as well as the state, lacks personal jurisdiction. I'm simply here under threat and duress of coercion of you, saying that you would hope put out a bench warrant for my arrest. The subject matter, in regards to the name as well as the vessel that was used, is again under. It was conveyed and is held and protected within the trust. And according to Article 1, Section 10, Clause 2 of the United States Constitution, there could be no legislative laws that could intercede or to interrupt the functioning of a contract, which the trust is and is properly properly functioning at this time. So with that,
All right, so here's what we'll do, because you're rambling again. So
God. Facts, Judge. Facts.
So what we will do is you will put all of your jurisdictional arguments in writing because you're wrong. So we might as well get it in writing that you're wrong. Because I have subject matter jurisdiction over you and I have personal jurisdiction over you under the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Michigan. So if you want to put your objections to jurisdiction in writing, you may do so, and then I will address those in due course.
Awesome. So that would be the next step, and I can get those in today.
No, that is not the next step. Either you're going to have another PCC. If you want me to set it for a hearing, I'll set it for a hearing.
Yeah, for the jurisdiction.
But I have nothing to set a hearing on. You have not filed anything regarding jurisdiction.
Okay, so for right now, as of this moment, PCC is fine, and then I will file the proper documents for the jurisdictional hearing. Gotcha.
So I'll adjourn the probable cause conference in this case. April 25th, 2024 at 3 p.m.
Is it possible to get another week for
person
to provide to accumulate my documents for my defense?
Is there what?
Is it possible to have that extended out another week so that I can provide my?
I'm going to set it 25th.
I mean, I was on the call. I've heard you give multiple councils extended times. So what is the bias?
I have no bias against you, sir.
Well, I'm simply asking for
I'm
a reasonable
setting the date
so,
of 2 weeks out. You can have your motion together, file your motion. I will be able to address your motion at that time so that we can get this headed to a PCC, to a preliminary examination.
Just for the record, I put it on the record that I object. But under threat, direction, or coercion, again,
your objection is not.
Yo, this guy is hilariously playing around with his life. Yo, he requested extended time. So the judge denied his extended time. He said, I object. What are you talking about, bro? What is there to object? So what? So what that you object? Your objection is noted. Oh, God. Michael Wilbur, what's up?
Right, and under threat and duress and coercion, I'll be here.
I don't think that's how he meant it, Michael. I do believe he meant in court, whether he has the ability to be in the capacity of a judge in that jurisdiction over him. I think that's what it meant. I don't think that he was just talking about like in all capacities of life, I have judgment over you. I don't think that's what he meant, Mike.
Is there anything else?
Well, I said what I need to say.
Anything else from the people?
Yo. He's like one of those people that enters a fight and loses, but then he walks up, he's running around like he won. Right? He's like, yeah, see, that's what happens. When you mess with the bull, you get the horns. But he's woken up from a knockout. Judge said anything else. He said, I said what I had to say. Yo, bro, you didn't. You're delusional. You don't come out on top. At no capacity during this did you come out on top. Alright, this is our last video. I have not seen this video, so I don't know what's going to happen.
I am that I am, Harrison Lamont Bay, all lowercase letters. I'm here to tender a special deposit to the court, and make the clerk fiduciary.
All right, everyone. Today we're dealing with one of the most ridiculous-looking sovereign citizens I've ever come across in my life. And this guy isn't just ridiculous, he's very clearly not the sharpest tool in the shed either. He's got the full sovereign citizen routine down perfectly, but
Michael Wilbur says the authority over someone. Yes. On the land of the fly, this is Lord of the Flies. Michael. There are people who have authority over other people. That's just the way it is, bro. If we did not have that in place, you know what type of tomfoolery we would be dealing with then? No. I get the concept of electing someone or placing someone in authority that can oversee certain matters. I'm not against that. If you says it sounds like slavery or chattel, that's the way you perceive that. That doesn't speak for all how we should all see it. Like, yo, we should all be equal. The fuck we should. Somebody has to be delegated to hear out the argument and say, okay, I say you two guys this guy's right because of this thing here. And then that's it. Now, I gave you the way simplified version because obviously in the year 2026 of their Lord, there's so many rules and ordinances and laws that people have to learn. But that's the thing. If you have not learned these rules, ordinances, things in place to stabilize society, then maybe you should not go inside of a courtroom where they're going to decide whether you broke the law or not. Oh, what's with the feds? I'm glad you asked. Finally, I don't never get to go off on my little rant. Because the feds is associated. Forgive me, y'all. My memory goes in and out and I be researching so many things. I have done a whole video on this. Now, actually, the actual fez was associated with learning in Morocco. It was to symbolize that you learned at a recognized education institution in Morocco. So that's what it does. It is a symbolization of a learned one, but specifically from a different region. From my studies, and I do believe I'm right, there were two 33rd degree Masons who were basically bored with what life had to offer because they did everything that could be done within that community of the Freemason. They had hit the last reign. There was no more to be done there. They hit 33 degrees. Two friends. Ironically, they were quite different as people. One was more of a educated doctor. Like, he had so many accolades, it was crazy. And the other one was an actor. But they were like really good friends. And the actor had went across seas and he's doing this thing. They had booked him like in the Middle East or something like that. And there was a whole theme going on. And it was really a party. But at the end of the party, these people had got initiated into a secret society. Well, he came back and he told his friend about the experience he had. And the other friend, the one who's more like a doctor, and he had all these degrees, he was on all these boards and all this stuff like that. He had the idea that they would start a separate secret society, if you want to call it. Let's call it a fraternity. I don't want to make it seem like Illuminati-ish, right? Because that's not what I mean when I say a secret society. But like it is a secret society. It's a secret club. But you would have to have had been, to be in this club, you had to have been a 33-degree Mason just to get in. Just to get in. And the name of this association that they would start would be called the Shriners. Noble Drew Ali, the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, was part of this group. However, let me finish telling you about these two gentlemen. They did exaggerate and make some things up on the basis of the realities of how the Shriners started. They claimed it went back to the Mohammedans and it was associated with this, that, and the third. After a thorough investigation, it found out that they were lying about things, and they made these things up to be more. Give it they wanted to give it a certain theme, and they wanted it to be valid. They wanted it to seem valid, like this was some type of esoteric divine association that goes all the way back to the Prophet Muhammad. It turns out these two white boys were lying. However, Noble Drew Ali had already joined. Obviously, he was a part of the association. When Noble Drew Ali went to go start his own organization, he took some of the things associated with these other secret societies along with him, one being the Fez, one being the Tarbush. He also took this symbol right here. So if you ever come across some of, especially the brothers in the hood at all the malls and all of that, right? That symbol, they symbolize this. They have this symbol in their book. I have read one of their books. He was doing a lot of stuff. The footwork, the way he was standing, he was doing a lot of stuff that, quite frankly, these people give a lot of threats. Yo, if you do this, we're gonna kill you. And I don't think they killed him at all. And he still did it. Meaning he took a lot of stuff from the secret societies and he started his own. It wasn't a secret society. It was a public community. The Moorish Scientific Temple of America. So many of these people, they to this day, they wear these hats and these fezzes and these tarbushes, and I don't know if they know what it symbolizes, the true meaning behind it, or whatever Noble Drew Ali told them that it meant. So, but again, we got another young brother here, obviously from that community. I hope he is well educated in his rhetoric. He's starting off wrong, according to Yusuf L. According to Yusuf L, you should stay away from all this conversation about lowercase letters and uppercase letters. Yusuf L, who is a master teacher, says none of that is going to help you. And it just further shows that you don't know what you're talking about. So let's see. Let's see what happens.
I am Harrison Lamande, all lowercase letters. I'm here to tender a special deposit to the court and make the clerk fiduciary.
All right, everyone. Today we're dealing with one of the most ridiculous looking sovereign citizens I've ever come across in my life. And this guy isn't just ridiculous, he's very clearly not the sharpest tool in the shed either. He's got the full sovereign citizen routine down perfectly. But trust me, in this one he goes complete.
He definitely got the routine down pat. He looked like he could be kin to Noble Drew Ali, don't he? He got his little button shirt with the bead, the chakra beads and all of that. Got his little dreads hanging underneath the tar bush. I'm excited to hear what's going on.
Off the rails, because you can always tell it's bad when a defendant starts acting like he has some kind of hidden knowledge that the rest of us supposedly don't. So, drop a comment and rate just how stupid you think this guy is on a scale from 1 to 10. And honestly, let me know what you all think about these people in general, because they have never won a single court case yet. They keep dragging this nonsense into court and wasting everyone's time. But that's enough of me talking. Let's go ahead and jump right into it.
All right, Lamont Harrison Lemon, the second. That's the gentleman with the Fez hat on, headgear on. Can you unmute yourself, please, sir? Is he connected to audio?
It appears so.
Lemon Bay, Harrison Lemon Bay. Can you hear me, sir?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good morning to you.
How are you?
Okay. Are you the second or the third?
I'm here on behalf of the third.
The third. Okay. And I guess it's the second as right. This is the city of Detroit versus Harrison Lemon Bay the third.
Apparently, all the bays, all the Lemon Harrison bays have been out here defying the law. They got files on the second. The third is up here, clearly about to entertain us all. And before you even ask, are you not entertained? Let me tell you, yes, I am. Hit the like button. Do subscribe. Let's go, Lemon. Don't let me down, boy. Don't let me down.
This is the state of Michigan versus Harrison Lemon Bay the third. Case number SX 41. (419-5968) counts 1 and counts 3. Appearance for the record, please.
Elwood S. Berry Jr. on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, sir.
Your Honor,
Mr. Berry, I think he's representing himself.
Your Honor,
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And add count 3 to that. Add count 3 to that record as well. Or count 2 to that, or 1 to that record as well. So count 1, 2, and 3. Let me have that other. I believe, state your name for the record, Mr. Lemon the third.
yes, I am that I am Harrison Lamont Bay, all lowercase letters. And I'm here on behalf of Harrison Lamont the third.
All right. Well, I've never heard of the all lowercase letters. What does that mean?
It means that the name is to be spelled with all lowercase letters, not all capital letters, not part capital and lowercase, strictly all lowercase.
Alright, I've heard some truly wild excuses from sovereign citizens before, but this whole idea of being exempt from the law just because you write your name in lowercase is on an entirely different level of ridiculousness, because apparently they think that using lowercase letters magically makes them not a legal person and somehow frees them from all accountability, as if ignoring basic grammar is some sort of legal spell that wipes away their obligations. But let's be real for a second, no. Court anywhere in the world is going to decide your legal responsibilities based on whether or not you capitalize your name, and this is nothing more than a laughable attempt to twist legal terminology and semantics by claiming that lowercase letters separate them from the system, which clearly is not working at all since there is no loophole here whatsoever, and regardless of what he says he's still going to be found guilty. So let me know what you all think about this guy so far, especially that goofy little hat, because I seriously cannot take this dude seriously.
So today is the date and time set for a pretrial in the matter. How do you want to proceed, sir? I know you filed some documents with the court, and I did have those up in my chambers. But how do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, I'm the surety on behalf of the principal debtor, strawman Harrison Lamont III. I've given the court notice weeks in advance. I'm here to tender a special deposit to the court and make clerk fiduciary, the prosecutor, as well. And I'm looking for a plea of release today. Will you grant a plea to release?
No. I grant you a pre.
Yo, bro, don't look in the camera like that. It just sound. He looked in the camera like his theme music was supposed to drop. You understand? Your boy looked in the camera like, what? And look how Dr. Martin Luther King looking at you at the same time. Everybody looking at you crazy in this court, boy. Dr. Martin Luther King is flabbergasted. He's just disgusted. That's a look of utter disgust the way he's looking at you. And the judge is just he just can't believe you even asked. God.
I can grant you a pre-trial. I can grant you the opportunity to speak with the city attorney, or I can grant you a trial date by judge or by jury.
Yo, the clerk just gave you a look. I don't know what's going on down there in Michigan, man. But I do. But we'll get into that later.
Yeah. So
what would you like to do, Mr. Lemon Bay?
The third, sir.
Well, do you mind if I ask a couple of questions? Just want to make sure that I'm comprehending it. So, as you gave the...
Yo, your boy didn't even have a contingency plan. This is what I'm not liking, man. This is what I'm not liking. You got the Wilt Chamberlain sideburns. You understand? He got... He got the... Yo, your boy is 19 out here with a Wilt Chamberlain's kit on. Nobody born in the 90s or 80s, sir, wears their goatee that thick, sir. Right? I would have threw you in contempt of court on that shit alone. What year you was born, though, bro? Before we even get into this, what year was you born? Clearly, you like 91. You out of order. You are out of order. Why is your goatee so thick? Contempt. Bah.
The name, I heard you mention a few different names. I heard you mention Harrison Lamont Bay the third, and then a Harrison Lamont the second, and various different names. I just want to make sure that I'm clear on who or what it is that we're here to discuss, because I don't want to speak on
Yo, Lemon Bay, they asked have you ever danced on the soul train? Yo, Lemon Bay, I knew you wasn't gonna let me down, bro. I knew that shit, bro. From when I seen you, I said, Lemon Bay, he ain't the type. He just ain't the type to let me down. Nope. Them chakra beads is not helping you. I hate this ensemble, bro. Why you didn't even just wear a solid white shirt? What is all of this? That don't even go with your hat, my boy. You pissing me off now. You out here looking like the RZA from Wu-Tang Clan in costume. Like, this shit is getting me upset now, bro. It's ridiculous.
Here on who or what it is that we're here to discuss, because I don't want to speak on behalf of
It does have an error. It does have an error. It appears to be an error on the
Hold up, Judge. The other thing is this. Every time I'm watching the Sovereigns, y'all missing a tooth. Y'all missing half of a tooth. We have to knock this shit off. Go get a job, beloved. They got something called benefits. I mean, enough is enough. Is enough is enough. Is enough is a goddamn enough. Why black people got two ways to go to the dentist, right? The people that go to work, it's like, fuck it, I'm going to use up my benefits. The people that refuse to work, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to jail. And then they'll fix all my... This shit is got to stop. I'm just going... They're going to fix all of that in jail. You know when people told me that? Nah, when you go to jail, they fix all that. My vision, my teeth, get my teeth clean. My brother's one of them. My brother's one of those cats. But he wilded out. Your man went in there and got all his jibs taken out, right? And before he got the dental work for them to put it back in, he got released. So they released my brother with no fucking jibs in his mouth, right? So now he's trying to figure in the free world, how do I get free dentistry to put jibs back in my... I'm like, what kind of fucking shit is you want, bro? Oh, God. We got to put it... Here, black people. Black people, listen, I got a lot of people in the audience, right? Many demographics. We just kicked Paul out, who obviously might have been of the Jewish community. I didn't kick him out because he was a Jew. I kicked him out because he was... I think he had some unsavory things to say about Jesus the Christ, King of the Jews. Not over here, bro. Right? Just because I talk about him don't mean you can talk about him on my show. I usually talk about him within context. I'm just not out here spewing crazy things about the King of the Jews with no context behind it. You, on the other hand, my boy, you never come over, you say, yo, what's up, Saladin? You get straight to some crazy talk about King of the Jews. Knock it off. Black people, I want to talk to you today. We have to stop perpetuating and making these people feel comfortable that do things out of order because they're black. That's not staying on code. It's not, right? It's not staying on code. So all of this shit about, yo, I'm just go to jail and get my shit done. I thought you said you hated jail. Yeah, but if I'm going to go, I'm going to get my shit done. You understand? We could do better. I think we could do better. I'm going to say that out loud. I think we could do better.
The computer here, so entry date, one of the counts was entered into as, one count was entered into as Harris Lemon III, the other count was Harris Lemon II, and the other count was entered Harris III Lemon. So I think that's just a typo. There's the nature of the offenses. There's the misdemeanor case is driving without a valid operator's license, no ops on person, and that is a 93-day punishable by the maximum possible penalty, 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. And you have two civil infractions, one expired plates, and the other one speeding at 16 to 20 miles an hour over the speed limit.
Well, apparently he might have some type of documentation. Yo, if he comes back after all of this and be like, excuse me, sir, it is pronounced Le Monde. Le Monde, sir, with a French accent. Le Monde. You are what the French call les incompetents. Les incompetents. Good sir, it is pronounced Le Monde.
Fines, and you have 2 civil infractions, one expired plates, and the other one speeding at 16 to 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. So those are the nature of the charges. I'm going to offer you an opportunity to mitigate this by taking the better driver's course, sir. I'm going to put that in the chat if you choose to. And I can give you time to do that. If not,
I'm kind of disappointed in Le Monde the third. Le Monde Bay the third. I'm kind of disappointed, bro. I really wanted. I don't know why you have a driver's license to begin with, bro. A true sovereign would never disgrace himself with a legal license to operate a motor vehicle. Not a true sovereign. True sovereign would be out here with fucking paper plates, graffiti on the plates, claiming some ridiculous pronunciation that I'm above the law, I'm sovereign. Clearly you have a license, a legal license, but you was kind of speeding, my boy. Where you were speeding to, I do not know. You do have the right to travel, but you don't have the right to speed on the way there.
you set it for a trial date or whatever you set it for a trial date or speak with the city attorney today. What would you like to do?
I'm really, again, I'm ultimately I'm here to tender special deposit and settle the charges, make the clerk fiduciary.
When a sovereign citizen says they want to tender its special deposit, they're usually referring to an attempt to dodge paying debts, fines, or taxes by using what they believe is some kind of special financial instrument, claiming that by offering this so-called special deposit they're providing a form of payment or security that supposedly settles their obligations, when in reality it's a completely meaningless concept with zero legal standing, and this is just another made-up idea designed to bypass the law or trick the system. Because in short it's simply another sovereign citizen tactic that doesn't work in the real world and basically amounts to them saying they're trying to get out of paying their debts without actually paying anything.
Well, you settle it by pleading to in taking a plea today, paying the fines, or taking it to trial, see if you can do better at trial. You have a right to a trial by judge or jury, and that's it. Those are your only options, sir.
I'm looking for a plea of release. Are you stating that there's no offer of equity in this matter, Your Honor?
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, we're gonna
move. Yo, I don't know why y'all keep showing up to these courthouses spewing gibberish. This is the danger of isolating yourself like gypsies amongst yourselves, talking foolishness, spreading foolishness. Huh? But I'm gonna do you a favor. I might have to get a GoFundMe going. Let me look it up. We might get a GoFundMe going we only need Yusef L for 1 hour. I will let you know. I gotta write it out and share the link and all of that other stuff. Might get a GoFundMe for. If we get 1,000, we do 2 hours with Yusef L. And we have a conversation about many things. Where this start? Where does all of this start, bro? How do we fix this? How do we stop this from happening? But one thing's for certain, two things for sure. I am going to have Yusuf L on my show. Yeah, Winter, I think we need to do that. I'm gonna set it up. I'm going to write up the proposal, send it out, and go out public to everybody. This way everybody can read it when they hit the link and know what we raising. And we only going to raise 500. If we raise more than that, the limit is going to be 1,000. That's 2 hours for Yusuf L to come up here, and we get to ask him whatever we want. And then I might do it on StreamYard just in case you want to come up and ask him personally. If you have donated to the GoFundMe, then you get to ask him within those 2 hours any questions. You don't be trying to hog up all the time because you going to court and you thinking you going to go in there. Now, I seen everybody else do it, but I done asked Yusuf L the right questions. You're going to jail. Knock it off. Right? I'm not bringing Yusuf up so to teach you how to break the laws of the land, like Donald Trump. That's not what that's not what we're doing. We just want people to be more educated so they're not out here moving in such a dangerous way. I gotta get this girl's name. Her name came to me last night, but I can't. Okay, apparently there's more than one. Hold on, let me put I don't know why I can't get her name. Let me try this. Corinne Gaines. That's who I'm talking about. Corinne Gaines. That's who I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Baltimore police have released report behind the warrants that officers tried to serve a woman killed in a police involving a shooting following hours-long standoff in Randallstown. Police said officers on Monday fatally shot Corinne Shanding Gaines, 23, in the unit block of Sulky Court in the Carriage Hill apartments after she repeatedly threatened officers with a long gun. Her 5-year-old son was shot in the extremity and was taken to the hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. According to police report released Tuesday, Gaines was pulled over at 4:16 p.m. on March 10th in the area of Pikeswood Drive and Liberty Road after an officer noticed a rectangular piece of cardboard in place of where license plates should have been on a Toyota Camry Gaines was driving. Police said the officer reported that the cardboard on the back of her car said any government official who compromises this pursuit to happiness is right to travel will be held criminally responsible and fined, as this is a natural right and freedom. The piece of cardboard on the front of Gaines' car had "Free Traveler" written on it. So, in case you ever thought I was just out here clowning Moors, right? If you ever thought like, yo, I don't just do things just to do things. There's a reason why I do things. I may not tell you because I decided to troll for a couple of years before I tell you why I'm doing it. But I know why I'm doing it. And enough is a fucking enough. If you really care that Kareem Gaines passed away, died, was killed, however you want to phrase it, I think that it's so easy to look at and say, yo, there was the white officers shot her, bro. They was prejudiced. That's one theory. If you want to start there. That's one theory. If you want to start there. Suppose they was prejudice. Did that give them probable cause to pull her over in the first place? Suppose he came out in the stand and said, yeah, I don't like black people, but that does not have nothing to do with me being able to do my job. That's my personal preference. I just don't like them. However, I didn't pull her over because I didn't like her. I don't even know her. I pulled her over because she was breaking the law. Now, how Kareem may have felt is, I wasn't breaking the law. It is my right to travel as a natural person. Well, maybe this is one of the questions that we ask Brother Yusef L when we do hire him to come up and talk to us. How much more time? I got a lot of stuff to do today. How much more time I got to dedicate to this? Let me see. We got 2 more minutes, I guess, to listen how this case is going to turn out. I'm going to play a song from my album and then I'm out of here. I got things to do.
So I don't have time for this.
Would you like to speak to an attorney? Would you like to speak to an attorney, sir?
I don't. I'm not asking for counsel.
Okay. Well, we're gonna pass the matter and we're gonna move on, and he can just watch and see how it works in here, because I have too many people that are waiting, that want to be heard and hear their claim, and I don't understand what you're saying. I've given you your options, and you can sit back and ponder those. I'll give you time to ponder those options. Other than that, sir, I don't know what else to tell you. All right, let's move on. Next time. No, I've already answered the questions I'm going to answer. No, please mute your device. And you either take the offers that I've given you, speak with the attorney, or take the deal, or set the matter for a trial date. Those are your options.
Let me set the matter for trial.
Set the matter for trial. Okay. I'm going to give you a trial. I'm going to do you want trial by judge or jury, sir?
Jury, bro.
Your Honor, by jury.
Okay, jury trial. Can I get a jury trial date, please? Let's do June the 2nd. June the 2nd. We should do this in the afternoon as well.
You was not going to win a trial. You was not going to win one for sure.
So your next court date is going to be a final pretrial, sir. Final pretrial will be June the 1st, 6/1/2023 at 8:30. And then we'll set the jury trial date for the next day at 9:30 on June the 2nd. So your next action date that you need to appear is June the 1st at 8:30. And then the next day, we'll have the jury trial at June the 2nd, 2023. I have received your motions. If you have any more motions, make sure they're in before the June the 1st date, and then we'll proceed with picking a jury and setting a jury panel at 9:30 on June the 2nd.
All right. I've learned through my little bit of time I've been down here, I've learned the hard way that it's usually better just to like kind of probably follow the law, 'cause it's gonna go a whole nother way. All right, let's play some. I'm gonna play another song off my album that's coming out. Should be out hopefully after this weekend. I gotta go through all of these songs and then figure out which ones made the cut. It is a jazz, funk, and gospel album. I don't play that much of the gospel joints. Thank you, Michael Wilbur. And thank you for your service. I got a lot of songs to go through. What is this? I don't even know what this. I put a fire emoji behind it. Hopefully it's hot. Let's see what happens. This song might be on my new album. It is a song I wrote. It's called Think I'm in Love. I wrote this. The original is actually, where's it at? Oh, I put it back. Boom. The original is actually on this album here. But like I told you, I redid all my songs that I had on CD and all my old albums. And I redid them and put them through the AI. And now I'm re-releasing all of my songs 2026. This song is called Think I'm in Love.
You're looking at me, not the man behind me, 'cause I really find you so attractive, girl, and consider it perfect timing to tell you you got it. Yeah. Oh baby, you got it, and I want you to know it.
All I know is what you're doing when you're singing to me. I just had me 2 mojitos and you're singing to me, and you better stop it. Hey, I'm telling you, you better stop it, or it's gonna be trouble, trouble, trouble.
I hope we want the same thing, 'cause I think lot of kids.
I had a lot of babies.
Hear what you're saying. Might sound crazy, but you sound like the girl for me.
I hope we want the same thing, 'cause I think I'm in love. In love.
I think I'm in love.
I hope we both the same thing.
Oh, baby.
'Cause I think I'm in love.
I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love with you.
Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. Love for love for love. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. Love. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. Love's for love for love. Love's gonna get you. Love's gonna get you. Love gonna get you.
The same thing, 'cause I think I'm in love.
Get you. Love's gonna get you. Love gonna get you. Love. Love's gonna get you.
That might be on the album. I don't know. I think I got a better version. Here's another joint that might be on the album.
It's a beautiful day in the city of angels, walking on the beach with the sand in my sandals. There's a girl smiling at me from the Pacific Ocean.
This will be on the album.
She got that high tide energy. She's something like I've never seen, and I don't ever wanna leave. Keep, 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 yeah. Keep, 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 now. Keep, 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 me love. Keep, 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 don't take that right. Keep, 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 keep.
Yeah. Album is gonna be good. Album is gonna be good. Let me see. I'm still trying to figure out. Let me do this way. This song is called I'm Ready to Leave.
Please stop acting like you ain't heard me out here asking about you. 'Cause I don't know how to feel. I'm excited but I'm mad about you. I love the color of your lipstick. What I name is fuchsia. Well, I'm gonna call it senseless. The way your legs keep going like a little kid's wish list long. If you knew what I'm thinking right now, you would say I'm dead wrong. When you laugh, you put your head back, got me in a different zone. I'm only 2 more drinks, nothing crazy, I don't need them too strong. 'Cause we headed up the road as we headed to the telly. Oh, we headed to your home, 'cause I'm ready. Tell me if you're feeling ready, 'cause I'm about ready to leave.
I don't think that's gonna make it to the album, but I do ride around listening to that song. There is a version of that song somewhere. Oh, it's called The Official Ready to Leave. Hold on. Let me put some type of fire emoji here so I know. Because I know that version was going to make the cut. Okay. Now, let's see what the official one sounds like. I like that. Yeah, that's it. Right there. Dope.
Please stop acting like you ain't heard me out here asking about you. Cause I don't know how to feel. I'm excited but I'm mad about you. I love the color of your lipstick. What I name is Fuchsia. Well, I'ma call it senseless. The way your legs keep going like a little kid's wish list. Long. If you knew what I'm thinking right now, you would say I'm dead wrong. When you laugh, you put your head back, got me in a different zone. I'm only 2 more drinks, nothing crazy, I don't need them too strong. Cause we headed up the road as we headed to the telly. Oh, we headed to your home, cause I'm ready. Cause I'm about ready to leave. Yeah. Tell me if you're feeling that ready. Yeah. Cause I'm about ready to leave. Tell me if you're feeling that ready. I would call it chemistry, unless you got another name for it. Gonna book these reservations, just to have a sweet wing for us. With a 5K thread count, fresh food on the balcony. So if you can't call it chemistry, at least admit that it's alchemy, yeah. Is it really gonna kill you to admit that you're feeling my style? About we hit the lover's lane, we can talk how you was raised as a child. But I got ADD, so you really only got about an hour. So let's leave now, girl, how does that sound? Cause we ready. Oh, cause I'm about ready to leave. Tell me if you're feeling that ready. Cause I'm about ready to leave. Take it to the van. Put off tomorrow. We can do today. We ain't gotta lay down. I just wanna spend a little time. I'm so happy, it's a shame. It makes me gaga. Let's play love games, babe. You can run around my head until you're tired. Let's lay down. Yeah, yeah. We ready. Oh, baby, ready. Oh, baby, ready. Oh, tell me now, ready to leave. Yeah, tell me if you're not ready. Yeah, ready.
Oh, I didn't mean to end the song that abruptly. I was just trying to go to another workspace. My bad. But that will be on there. I was trying to play this one gospel song before I leave, and I can't find it. But it might be in this folder here. I gotta start categorizing my work. I just wanted to play one. So far, I think I played a funk song for you. I got like 2 hip hop joints on here, but I don't feel like playing them for you. I just wanted to end the song with this one gospel song. I'm still playing around. I got a gospel song that I haven't finished yet. It's called He'll Make It, right? He'll make it all. Listen, I'll let you hear a little bit of it. I'm not saying this is going to be on there. I'm just telling you. I don't know.
alright, 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 yeah. Alright, alright.
I'm still working on that one. Still working on that one. But that's not the gospel song I wanted you to hear. I love this gospel song, but I'm not playing that for you. That will be on the album, though. The one I love. Oh, this is the one I was looking for. This is how I want to end today's show. It's right here. This song will be on my new album. Doing the jazz and funk and gospel album. This will be on my new album.
When my back was against the wall, and I didn't know which way to go. Tears were falling in the midnight hour. Heart was heavy, burdens low. But in the silence I could feel you. Even when I thought you were gone. Through the storm and through the valley, you were holding on. I looked around and realized I was never alone. Every step that I was taking, you were leading me home. You were right there. You never left my side. Through every tear I cried. You were right there. When I called your name, you answered me. In my weakest hour, you were right there. You were right there for me. Oh. When the doctor shook his head and the bills were stacking high. When my friends all walked away and I couldn't see the why. Couldn't see the why. Yeah. You were closer than my breathing, standing by my side. Oh,
you got back that
even
Kenny
when
Rogers
my faith
feel,
was
don't you?
shaking, yeah, you were my God. Oh, I didn't see your hand, but you were working it out. Now I stand here with a testimony, and I can shout. Oh, tear I cried. Yeah. You were right there. When I called your name, you answered me. You answered me. In my darkest hour, you were right there. You were right there for me. Even when I couldn't trace you, I could trust you. Even when I didn't feel you, were faithful. Through the fire, through the rain, through the heartache, through the pain, you never left, you stayed the same. Oh, you were right there. You were right there. Through my trials, through my trials, through my struggles, through my trials. When I called, never left me, never forsook me, yeah. You've always been right there. You've always been right there. Yeah. Right there. You've always right there. Oh. Right there. You've always been right there. Right there. Right there. Right there. Yeah. Right there. You've always been right there. even when I didn't know it. You were right there.
Yes, that will be on the album as well. So, I'll let you hear 3 of the songs that will be on there. But I think there's a total. I'm not exaggerating. There may be like 25 songs on this album. Many of them I know you're going to enjoy. I know you're going to enjoy. It's a lot. It's way more jazz than it is anything. And then there's one, there's some instrumentals. A lot of jazz songs. But that's neither here nor there. Listen, you might see me tonight. I might pop back out. I got a lot of work to do. I'm going to go do that. And I am on school pickup today. So, let me go start that process. Y'all have a great day. I will holler at y'all later on. Peace out.